Yeah, yeah. You already know the vibes. Let me know what it's looking like. Let me know what it's sounding like. What's up in the chat, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? You already know what it is. You already know how we looking, how we sounding. LBC Raiders, what's good? Kevin, what's good? G Baby, what's good? OG, what's good? Chris Gang, you already know the vibes, man. Ronnie, what's good? Pono Z, what's good? Part of my Jag, what's good? Terrence, you already know what's the vibe. Oh shit. Ernie, what's good? I got a couple people in here I ain't never seen before. Let me know what it's looking like. Let me know what it's sounding like. Yeah, Trey Smith, what's good? Jamal, what's good? Doc's in the building, what's good? Let this thing start percolating real quick so we can get a lituation. You already know. Yeah, Stella, part of my Jag. Cop the Stella. Daniel, what's good? Marcus Howard, what's good? Jim Stalker, what's good? Quentin, what's good? Yo, Neek, what's good? You already know the vibes, man. How we looking out here, man? How we looking? We looking good? B. Al, what's up? Charm City Raider, what's good? Blazing Roots, what's good? JoJo, what's good? Don't trip, 4-8. Let them know. Don't get the tripping. Don't get the tripping. Donnie, what's up? Brandon, yerp. Yerp. So we already know what type of time we on tonight. We getting right to it. Training camp just started today, this morning to be correct, man, to be exact. I'm super excited. You could probably tell. You already know what type of vibe I'm on when I'm in the all black. Okay, when it's all black, I'm on my Johnny Cash, and that's what it is. Okay, yo, Derek, what's good? Mike Nizer, what's good? It's good to see my people's in here, man. Okay, if you're part of the Honcho Mafia, appreciate you. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Both are at Raider Honcho, man. Okay, check out RaiderHoncho.com. You already know the vibes, man. You already know the vibes. Check out my Patreon, my membership programs. Let's get all that out the way, okay? Okay, real quick. Gear check, okay? I got the hat from Lids. T-shirt is Polo. That's all I put on my body. It got to be Ralph. Shorts is Nike. Footwear is Crocs. You already know the vibes. Lightwear. Yo, Temp, what's up? Is Watts in the building? I see somebody said, what's up to Watts? What's up, Watts? Shout out to the West Coast. To the West Coast. Ray Love, what's good? Kevin, what's up? Rob, what's good? The #1 Raiders page, Big Honcho, what's good? You already know the vibes. Big Honcho in the building. You already know. We're just going to let it build up a little bit. You already know. Got special guests in here. I don't even want to call him my guest because I'm just as much his guest as he's my guest. We just doing this together. See what's up. Raiders Dangerfield, what's good? Jack Kenner, what's good? Europe, so excited to start. And I know, man, we here now. We here now. Michelle is in the building. What's good? Chris Crane is in the building. Training camp is here. I've been in training camp. You feel me? I've been in training camp. Yo, Lil Honcho, let me see my phone. Let me see if what's his name hit me up. Let me see if what's his name hit me up. Robert, what's good? Adrian, what's good? All right, here. You good. Just keep that volume down, fam. What's good? Dick Vitale, what's good? Ryan, what's good? Pete, yo. You already know. We got 104 people in here. Make sure you hit them likes. Let me check if y'all doing y'all work. Let me see if y'all doing y'all work. Oh, I'm bugging. You already know. I'm bugging. We got 104 people in here. I'm bugging. I'm watching the live playback. Somebody said Arnett starting. Shh. We ain't get there yet. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that when I bring my mans on. We're gonna get to that. Honcho, did you watch the John Gruden State of the Union? Yeah, man. Of course I did. I was in the chat. But look, we got 108 people in here. What the likes looking like? We only have 58 likes, yo. Y'all gotta hit them likes. Or we ain't gonna be able to continue. We gotta hit them likes, yo. It costs you nothing, means everything to me. All right, we 108 deep. We only got 50-something likes. Salute Fresno for sure. Salute everybody, man. I hope y'all enjoying y'all summer, man. I know it's crazy times, man. Keep your family close, but keep your enemies close too, because they be conniving. They be trying to catch you. All right. That's for my real ones out there that be moving differently. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Fade the Black. What's good? I'm assuming you said better late than never. Got them ankle socks on? Never, bro. Never. I give somebody $1,000 if they catch me wearing ankle socks. I give you $1,000 if you can catch me wearing ankle socks. But don't forget, ankle socks are allowed if you're a pedestrian. Just not if you hooping or playing football with high tops. You can't wear them. Fresno County Watchdog, what's up? Honcho Mafia in the building. Make sure you hit them likes. Hit them likes so we can keep it moving. Hit them likes. Everybody saying what's up to Watts? I ain't see Watts. Santi, what's good? Andrea, what's good? I hope I said that right. Yeah, Docs is in the building. Chris Gang is in the building, waiting to pull up. John Gruden said Arnett will be a starter, guessing the slide. Nah, Jack Kenner. Y'all gotta listen better. Okay. I don't think that's what he said, but me and my mans, we're gonna break that down. Thunderstorms here in Current River Valley. Oh, okay. Honcho stays G'd up. You already know. Yo, why I got yo, son. Yo, hold on, hold on, yo. Hobbs in the slot. Yo, I like Hobbs. I was hating on Hobbs when we drafted him, but look, man, let's get into it, man. We 130 deep in here. Let me see. We had 105 likes. We almost caught up. So look, man, I plan on being on here for probably 2 hours tonight, man. I'm gonna do a little overtime. I plan on being on here 2 hours tonight. Mex Raider, what's good? Yo, make sure you get your questions in. I'm going to pay a lot of attention to the chat. Make sure you get your questions in so I can try to answer them for you. You already know the vibes. But listen, you seen the flyer, okay? I move dolly when I'm in Jersey. But when I'm on the tube, sometimes I squat up. David, what's good? Dick Vitale, appreciate the donation, man. Let me get this one off. Do you think we see an adjustment from odds makers because Denver didn't get Aaron Rodgers? Well, I'll tell you, I don't know much about the odds or odds makers, but if they made any type of odds based on them getting Aaron Rodgers and now they don't get Aaron Rodgers, yeah, I think they're gonna have to change that up. They're gonna have to. Joe Cole, where my Rich Gannon supporters at, Jets fam? Yo, son, you's a buster. Son is riding a unicorn that you put a quarter in at Chuck E. Cheese in his thumbnail. Let everybody know that Joe Cole is a bum. Let them know in the chat that Joe Cole is a bum, yo. He's a bum. It's my man's, though. That's my man's, though. So, look. All right, man. Check it out. Let's get this thing on the road. We 150 deep in here right now. Hey, Joe Cole, appreciate the donation, man. That's what's up, but the Jets is ass. But look, man. The guy I'm bringing on right now, man, this is a dope moment for me because this is one of the first people that supported my channel. This is one of the first people that supported the brand, the movement, supported the merch at RaiderHoncho.com, which you can go do right now if you got some time. Someone I definitely got a lot of respect for. He's taking his time. He's doing it right. He's doing it his way. He's in his own lane. And I mean, honestly, when you're a Raider fan, you can't just watch the tape. You got to raid the tape. Man, welcome to the broadcast, man.
What's good? How we doing, yo?
We good. Make sure you turn your volume on your speakers down a little. And then we should be good.
We good?
Yeah, we good. Why you got two cameras? Let's say raid 1, raid 2. Which one you want to be on?
The first one, obviously.
All right, we good. We Gucci then. We Gucci. So what's up, man? How you living?
Man, I'm great. You know what I mean? You know how it is. It's the off season right now, getting hyped, ready for the season.
I feel you. So look, before we get into any madness, before we get in the chat is loving you, man. I'm just letting you know right now. I don't know if you can see it, but the chat was waiting for this collaboration, man. So I'm glad we can make it happen. Everybody think we related anyway, but you know what I mean?
That's just because we light skinned, man. But we got the light skin thing going. Light skin coalition. What are you talking about?
The light skin coalition, man. It is what it is. But look, before we even get into anything statistical or schematics or anything like that, yo, I gotta ask you, man, because I've been on with Graphic, I've been on with Samoan, Sanji, Spotlight, but like you're the first person I've been on that's kind of going through to come up at the same time as me. So it's like, We both started in the off season, you know what I mean? Created our channels, doing what we do. I gotta ask you, man, like, how excited can you be for your first official season as a content creator, man? Like, how excited can you be?
Man, you don't even know. I'm juiced right now because everything I've been talking is the off season, so you don't know if it's true. So I'm just waiting for everybody to hit me up and be like, "Oh, you was wrong about this. You was wrong about that."
Fuck that.
But
We
at
blocked
the end
them.
of the day, I'm just hyped to be even this much closer to the nation. You know what I mean? Have this many be part of this community. So it's gonna be hype, man. I'm ready.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be lit, man, and it's crazy because you only get one rookie season, right? Like you only get one rookie season, and this is our first introduction. And I feel like we came around at the right time, man. The team is going through transitions, moving to Vegas. You got Gruden back with the mystique, the persona. You got the Derek Carr stuff that we've been hearing about for years. So I'm super excited to get into this season, man, and actually get some games in and actually be able to make a video about something that's actually happening in the present moment and not something that might or might not happen, right?
No, for real. I think the best part is just going to be watching the tape after the games for me personally. You know what I mean? Because you already know what it is. You got to rate the tape. So it's about that time.
That's why I said, man, you can't watch it. You got to rate it. But, yo, man, let's get into it, man. Where you want to start at, man? Where you want to start at tonight, yo?
Let's start. I mean, it's only right if we do. We just start talking about the training camp. We start talking about training camp, what Gruden had to say.
Yeah, I definitely want to break down that press conference because I think people misconstrued or misheard what John Gruden had to say, and I think my inbox reflects that because I got a lot of people hit me up in my inbox about what John Gruden said or didn't say. So yeah, I think we should let's just start there. Let's just start there because I think that'll funnel us into actual training camp and what we could look forward to. So, what were some of the things you took out of the training camp, man? Out of the training camp presser, I should say.
The presser, right now, the only thing on my mind is that people think Damon Arnett gonna start week one.
This how you want to start it? This how you want to start it, man?
This how you want to start it. People are saying John Gruden said Damon Arnett's gonna start. Opening day starter. He didn't say that. So everybody, I think he said Damon Arnett is the opening day starter. Go back and listen to what he said. He said when he drafted him, he was an opening day starter, not now. You know what I mean? So that's just how I want to start off. You know, I just want to clear that up.
Well, I'll address you, and I'll address you. I'll address the presser. I'll address the comments. You can open that over there. It's all out. But first, let's pay some bills real quick, man. We got a donation coming in from Docs, man. You already know Graphic, what it is, what it do. Love watching y'all channels grow. You know what? If anybody else said that, I probably think they lying. But considering Graph is like the guy that tries to put everybody on and endorses everybody and supports everybody, I believe it when he says it, man. And I appreciate that for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out Graph for real.
Yeah, but look, yo. All right, first of all, let me break this down because this is a loaded topic, right? Like, okay, I do believe in Damon Arnett, right? Let's make that clear. We already know how I feel about that. I believe in Damon Arnett. We'll address that later on, but I have to admit that when I watched the press conference, I didn't think he said Damon Arnett will be the day one starter. I think he was referring to his rookie season, meaning we drafted him and he was a day one starter. Like Damon Arnett's a day one starter. So he has to be a big part of what we're doing. He can't go from day one to just day none. And I think that's what he meant. I think it was kind of hard to hear the audio and stuff like that, but I think that's what he meant, that Damon Arnett was a day one starter. I don't think he's saying he will be a day one starter, even though I wholeheartedly believe he will be. And to that, you say,
you're wrong.
It's all right, hold on.
You know what I mean? The fact is, why didn't he just say he was a starter?
He didn't say anybody was a starter. Why did he only person he really said was going to be the starter was freaking Yannick. That's all it sounded like. I mean, he was talking about John Brown. You think John Brown's going to be a starter?
No, but I think to my point is that he didn't speak on anybody else being an opening day starter. The only person he said that for was Arnett, and he didn't say he was starting day one.
I think that's only because the context of the questioning was the defensive backs, the defense. Do you have plans for Damon Arnett? He's saying, yeah, we definitely have plans for Damon Arnett. I mean, he's a day one starter. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you can't. Yeah. So I don't believe that like that was some type of code or anything like that. I just believe that He was saying he's a day one starter. He's definitely going to be a part of our plans going forward. But I have to ask you, I don't know what you see in Casey Hayward that says that he's automatically a day one starter. Like, I don't get it.
You don't bring in a vet like that unless he's going to start.
You don't bring in a vet like what? One that nobody else wanted, that you paid $4 million for?
Yeah, I mean, you could say that, but we wanted him, so that was somebody. Or
yeah,
you have guys
left.
like Melvin Ingram. You have guys like that who went to the Ravens. Yeah, guys like Brian Poole that just went to the Saints. So I mean, there's obviously a time span to where people are like, okay, we're gonna sign these vets. We're gonna wait this long and see what we can get out there. And it is probably part of the game of, okay, you got to wait this out. If we wait longer, we can get this vet for cheaper.
So let me ask you a question though. You think if Gus Bradley wasn't the coach, we would have got Casey Hayward?
Nah.
All right then. So damn, that has to go into the argument of like he's here based on what else we have here. Meaning he could be here to just help facilitate teaching that defense.
Yeah, but you're not saying that about Yannick.
No, because Yannick is a bona fide star already. Casey Hayward is over the hill.
Casey Hayward is a starting corner in the league. He's a veteran.
He wouldn't have started. Okay, let me ask you this. Would he have started on the Chargers this year coming up?
Honestly, I can't even answer that. I don't know.
Clearly not. Not if they didn't sign up for 1 year, $4 million.
Yeah, but you got to think the situation. You got to think of the situation. The Chargers, they got rid of Gus Bradley. We got Gus Bradley.
Yeah. You think Gus Bradley was the best option?
That's my point, though. We got Gus Bradley. They would have kept him if he was so great. No, they fired him because they had a whole little makeover over there going on.
Yeah.
You feel me? They got rid of Melvin Ingram. They get rid of DBs all the time. Desmond King was good. They got rid of him. You know what I mean? And when it comes to,
I agree with you. But I'm not running around parading that Gus Bradley is the end all be all to our success. So it's like, if you're going to use Gus Bradley as like he was fired and we got him, I didn't think Gus Bradley was our best option. Right? So all I'm saying is that
outside of Raheem Morris, who do you think we should have got?
Well, I think Raheem Morris was the choice.
Like I said, outside of Raheem Morris, who do you think?
Well, who else was available? I mean, Chris Harris. That's who was the Chris?
Was Dan Quinn available?
I'm not sure. I think they had Wade Phillips, maybe supposedly, but no, I wanted Raheem. So what I'm only saying that to prove the point is like, if I felt like the corner, and we talked about this off camera, if I felt like the cornerback position was that important, I wouldn't have waited that long in the free agency, and I wouldn't have went through a whole draft where I could have drafted some really good corners to just go get Casey Hayward. And I'm not saying he won't be the starter. I think my argument is more about how can you just pencil that guy in before even going through training camp with the Raiders? That's all. Yeah. Like, who can tell me why he's automatically?
But okay. To your point, let's say we don't pencil him in as a number one starter. I guess my question to you would be, why do you think Arnett would be the day one starter?
I think Arnett is the day one. I think Arnett is the day one starter because I think he still possesses the upside, the higher ceiling, and what we're looking for in our cornerbacks. I think that everybody's judging Casey Hayward what he did 2 or 3 years ago, but you're just judging Arnett what he did last year when he was hurt, sick, under the weather, underweight, playing on a defense that the coach didn't know what he was doing. So it just feels like we're giving Casey Hayward the benefit of the doubt that he's going to be something he was 3 years ago, but you're not giving Damon Arnett the benefit of the doubt that he'll just be better than he was last year. And I think if Damon Arnett is just better than he was last year, he's the starting number 2 corner.
I don't think I'm disagreeing with what you're saying what you just said right there.
Okay.
I don't think Casey Hayward is the same player he was 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
I'm not judging Arnett based off of only what he did last year because I think Arnett is better than what he did last year.
Yeah.
For me, it's more of I think it's tailoring Arnett into the game. I think Casey Hayward is coming straight in because he's going to teach them. He's going to start. To me, he's starting day one because he knows it. And
when you say day one, do you mean week 1 or day 1 of training camp?
I mean like week 1. Week 1.
See, I don't know.
And I feel like Arnett will be tailored in. I don't think Arnett is a bona fide third cornerback. I think he could be like CB2, be. You know what I'm saying? Like he would sub in, and I see him doing that. And potentially like week 3, 4, 5, he could start. You might see him coming in to start, but week 1,
Yeah,
no,
but
I just don't see him starting week 1. I don't see why we would even go get Casey Hayward why would we get Casey Hayward if we're not going to start him? That's my thing.
Because I'm telling you, you get Casey Hayward because it's the same thing I talked about with Richard Sherman. First of all, Richard Sherman is better than Casey Hayward, right or wrong?
Yeah.
All right, so if you brought Richard Sherman in here, I'd be saying he's a starter. But Casey Hayward's not as good as Richard Sherman, right? And he's just as old as him, right? So you're talking about a guy that's 32. You're talking about a guy that's had injuries, who's already slowed down. He's already said he's not going to play in the slot, so he's one-dimensional. He doesn't have the speed to play on the outside, right? I'm telling you that it's my opinion that you bring him in because I think he's the person who's the on-field coach. Like you ever know in certain high schools, you have classes, they have a teacher, and then the student has a teacher's aide, like he has an extra person. I think Arnett mentally doesn't get the game yet on the NFL level. And I think you bring in a guy who knows the system well enough to say, look, when I'm getting my reps, this is how they want it to look. You're good enough to do it this way. You just have to understand how to do it. I think that's why you bring a Casey Hayward in. I don't think Hayward can. I don't think he has the top.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. And they bring Arnett in week 3 or week 4. They're watching them get the reps.
Why don't you think a training camp is enough? I think training camp is enough time for Arnett to understand if he's fully healthy.
Personally, I don't think it's a matter of Arnett's potential. I don't think it's a matter of Casey Hayward. I'm not saying, because this is the thing, because I say Casey Hayward's the week 1 starter, I'm not saying he's the long-term answer. I'm not saying he's going to be the starter the whole season. And I'm not saying that Arnett's potential isn't there, that he deserves to be. But what I'm saying is he's just getting the offseason. We have a new system. So it's not like he's piggybacking off of what he learned last year. Now it's just a new system, completely new.
Yeah.
And I think based on just getting Casey Hayward, I don't think we go and get him if he's just going to teach them. I personally don't think that.
No, I think you bring him in to compete. I just think Arnett's going to. I think he's just going to win the job, because if you take the knowledge that Casey Hayward is going to give him with the tools Arnett already has, I think he's the better version of a corner too. That's just my opinion, though. That's all. Yeah, and I'm not arguing Casey Hayward.
I get it. I think I agree with a lot of what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just don't want people thinking that because I say Casey Hayward is the week 1 starter that I'm doubting Arnett. That's not what I'm doing. It's almost for me, it's almost like you have a quarterback, you know what I mean? You just have him sit behind this veteran for a little bit. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm saying. In this instance, it's not as crucial. It's really not to have Arnett sit behind
the veteran
Hayward for, you know what I mean, a couple drives or a couple weeks isn't as crucial as a young quarterback sitting behind a veteran.
Yeah, but the veteran you bring in for a quarterback to sit behind needs to be better than the quarterback. I don't know if Casey Hayward right now is better than Arnett, because we're only seeing a sample size of Arnett.
Yeah, but better in what way? Better mentally or better physically?
I don't think Casey Hayward is better physically than Damon Arnett.
Okay, so physically, I understand that. So I mean, when Patrick Mahomes came in and sat behind Alex Smith, he was better than him physically, but not mentally.
Yeah, but Alex Smith was a bona fide starter, though.
Casey Hayward is a bona fide starter. He's a starter in the league. When is Casey Hayward not started? When's the last time he did it?
When has Casey Hayward ever been as good in the? You know what? It don't even matter, bro. It don't even matter. I'm not going to change your mind. You'll just keep coming. You'll just keep coming.
Look, this is what we'll just leave it at this.
Yeah.
You think Arnett is going to start week 1? That's what you think, because he's going to beat out Casey Hayward for the CB2 role, and then Mullen. So basically, Mullen is going to beat out Casey Hayward for the CB1, and then Arnett will be the CB2.
I don't think Mullen's competing for a job.
I don't think he's competing either. I think he's our long-term.
I think you bring in Casey. I think you bring in Casey Hayward and say, these are our 2 starting cornerbacks. We'll give you the chance to beat one of them out. I just don't think he will. I don't think he will.
I still have Mullen. I have Mullen and Hayward.
Because it's almost the same thing with Abram and Carl Joseph. It's like the same thing to me. It's like Carl Joseph is a good starter in the league, and he kind of does what Abram could do, but Abram last year was trash at it, right? So does that automatically mean that he should get the nod? Because no. I think what happens is that even if Abram and Carl Joseph are the same, you play the younger guy. So in my opinion, all Arnett has to do is be as good as Casey Hayward is right now. And if they're both at the same level, you play the younger guy, period. So I just think he has a lot of things in his favor. I could be absolutely wrong. But like I said, we'll agree to disagree on that. I got some super chats coming in. Thoughts on Xavier Howard requesting a trade. Appreciate the donation, but I have zero thoughts on that. I have zero thoughts on that. I kind of just want to focus on the guys we already have, especially now that we're in training camp before anybody gets hurt or anything like that. Any cuts are made. I think it's important just to focus on the guys we got. Jack Ken, appreciate the donation. The Raiders missed out on Poole and Hooker. Do they move Arnett or slow and old Hayward to the slot? With that said, glad Hayward is a Raider. Appreciate the donation, Jack. I honestly think you don't move Hayward to the slot because I don't think Hayward is fast enough to play the slot. And I think you already got 2 or 3 guys who can play the slot. I think they're looking at Lawson to play the slot. I think they're looking at Amik to play the slot. And I think they're looking at Nate Hobbs to play the slot. So therefore, you're looking at Isaiah Johnson, Mullen, Arnett, Hayward, Rasul, and maybe Nixon are all competing for 4 jobs. That's how I would think that is. Ray, what's your take on that?
I don't see either of them moving to the slot. I would keep Arnett outside, keep Hayward outside, just use the other guys to go ahead and rotate in there.
Yeah. So let me know since we're talking about DBs, what DBs do you think are going to make the team? Let's say we only keep 5 corners because we only kept 5 corners last year. So let's just keep it tough. What 5 corners do you think make the team? And I'm not talking about practice squad or anything like that. What 5 corners you think going to make it?
Right now, the way it's looking, I'm going to go with the last 2. I'm going to just say the last 2 on that spot because I feel like we know the top 3.
So you're thinking
Hobbs and
I'm sorry. I set you up for failure on that. Let's say we're keeping 5 like outside corners, not slot guys.
Okay.
So 5 outside corners.
Isaiah Johnson.
Okay.
Including Mullen.
Yep.
Hayward, Arnett.
That's 3, 4.
Isaiah Johnson and
one more.
I don't know. I haven't really heard much about Rasul Douglas.
He's getting cut.
And I would say Hobbs. I don't know. Are we going to consider Hobbs slot?
I consider Hobbs one of the 3 slot guys. I think I put Hobbs in a situation with Lawson. So out of Lawson, Amik, and Hobbs, I think they're all fighting for 2 spots. I think we're going to keep 2 inside guys, 5 outside guys, and that'll give us 7 DBs as far as corners. And I think Lawson got to go. I think Lawson got to go. I think Lawson gets cut. Let me know in the chat what y'all think. Does Lawson get cut or does he make this team? Does Lawson get cut or does he make the team? Michelle, appreciate you dropping by. Thank you.
I feel like they be holding on to Lawson for some reason.
I don't know, man. I can't see Lawson. I can't see Lawson beating out Amik and Hobbs. And I know that they love Amik and Hobbs. And Lawson suspended the first 2 games, bro. Lawson got to go.
I mean, it's hard to say, man. I don't really know what this organization. Would I cut him? I would have cut him. Yeah, I'd cut him. But Gruden and Mayock, I don't know what Gruden and Mayock be thinking sometimes. You know what I mean? They might keep him. I remember everybody was saying Jalen Rashard was going to get cut.
Shit, I still think he might.
He might.
You saying that shit like he ain't getting cut. Shit, he might get cut.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, what's taking so long? Like, what's the
because
deal?
you got to put him in pads. You don't want to. You got to put him in pads, and you got to see how things are going to play out. And you got to think about returning kicks, right? I think that's Jalen Rashard's biggest strength is that in the punt return and kick return game, because I don't know if you want Ruggs returning kicks, and I don't know if you want Hunter Renfrow returning kicks. So you already paying a guy $5 million. You might keep him there just to return kicks and be the backup to the backup, right? As running back.
Nah.
So I don't know, man. I don't see Lawson making the team. And as much as I like Nixon, and I think they like Nixon too, Nixon is a great special teams player. But if, like I said, in the chat, make sure you listen. We're saying only if they keep 7. If they keep 7, I think Lawson, Nixon, and Rasul are probably the 3 guys that are out.
What about if they keep Wilson?
Huh? Yeah, everybody keep telling me I miss Wilson. I didn't miss Wilson. I don't think he's gonna make it.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think he cut. I don't think he cut. I don't think he gonna make it.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make it. And Pizzle, you're right, man. Jalen Rashard has a fumbling problem. So I don't know. Anything can happen. But when you talk about the pressure, let's move on from the DBs. You're talking about the pressure. I also thought it was interesting how much recognition and his endorsing of Derek Carr. And you know, everybody knows I'm on Gruden's neck when it comes to Derek Carr because I feel like he doesn't publicly endorse him or embrace him the way he does other quarterbacks. But I will say this is the most I've ever heard John Gruden talk this positive about Derek Carr. So I just want to know, man, Ray, I haven't never had a discussion with you about Derek Carr. Where do you stand on Derek Carr and what his chances are actually finishing his career as a Raider?
Man, I've said this before. Personally, I think Gruden doesn't go away from Carr because it's just gonna risk his reputation. And I think Carr is good enough to where he can get it done. And I think Gruden realizes that. So, you know, if Gruden gets, like I said this before, if Gruden gets rid of Carr, he will have to find his guy.
Yeah.
He will have to find his guy, and then he will have to build that guy. And if he doesn't work out, you can't go back to Gruden quarterback camp or anything like that. You know what I mean? You can't. It's dead at that point. I don't know how he got in the first place if he never had a quarterback in Tampa Bay. He never built a quarterback in Tampa Bay. He left there, had a quarterback camp, came here. If he gets rid of Carr and he gets his own quarterback, I would just like to see what that quarterback does.
Yeah. I just don't think Derek Carr. I've never thought Derek Carr was the issue. I never thought it was any of the issues that the Raiders had. His defenses have been very poor, and you know this dude not Topher. What's this man's name on Twitter, man? That is so damn toxic.
Jash
Dabu. Abu Dhabi, what's his name? Josh Abu Dhabi,
Jack Tabo or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, man. Yo, and he put a stat up that was like Derek Carr has only thrown like one touchdown when the Raiders were leading in last season, and it's kind of like now those point out two things, right? It points out how many touchdowns Carr throws when the team is either tied or losing, which is a great stat that I want to see out of my quarterback, and it also shows you where you could put the blame on John Gruden to probably say if you look at those stats. How many opportunities did he even get to throw the ball when they were up by a touchdown or with the lead? Because John Gruden is known to get so conservative that, of course, Derek Carr only thrown one touchdown when they were leading. Because every time we get the lead, he takes his foot off the gas and he wants to run the ball every single play and punt it and play the field position game.
So the chat already know Josh DeBow.
Josh DeBow. Yeah.
You know what I say to that is, in order to throw touchdowns while you're leading, you have to fucking lead. And how many times did we lead in a game when Carr was drafted?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how many times did we lead in a game his second year? You have to lead in games, you know what I mean? To actually score its points. That's why it's hard to lead in a game and score points when you score and then the other team scores because your defense fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, this doesn't even make sense. How do y'all not see the irony in this?
Yeah.
You don't see the irony in this? You're gonna put up a stat that says the touchdown she throws when you're up. But when are we up? We weren't even up against the Dolphins
first quarter
when we scored with 45 seconds left, and then they go score. If he would have scored a touchdown after that drive, we wouldn't have been up.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
That stat is complete. That stat is so skewed. And it takes like one brain cell to figure out that it doesn't make any sense. So that dude needs to really like open his eyes and realize what he's putting out there. Because
he's definitely
anti-Carr. And I think he's a Raiders fan. I don't know.
I think he was assigned to the Raiders. I'm not sure if he's an actual fan. I think he was assigned to the Raiders. But hey, Tassi, appreciate the donation. It's not gonna matter who we have at DB if we can't get pressure. We need our DTs to ball out. Solomon Thomas balls out this year. Raiders. I am not a believer in Solomon Thomas. I'm not a believer, guys. But I do agree. That you got to get pressure up the middle. I think our defensive line is going to be indicative of how our defensive backs play, because as a former DB and coaching DBs cannot cover those type of receivers for that damn long. Somebody's going to be open. It's impossible to guard a receiver 5-6 seconds. So you got to be able to get some pressure and force that quarterback to maybe come off his first read, second read, and then be able to get some pressure on him. You can't let a quarterback go do 3 or 4 reads, man. That's just too much, man. That's just too much.
Maybe letting Josh Allen just sit back.
I know that's exactly what I was thinking about. Jack Kenner, appreciate the donation. Carr was saying the money doesn't matter. It's about building a team around him, rated for life. I mean, yo, what else could you want from a quarterback? Shout out to the 312 people we got in the building. Make sure you hit them likes. If you're not already subscribed to Raid the Tapes channel, make sure you subscribe. Follow us both on Instagram and Twitter, Raid the Tape and @Raider Honcho. But I mean, Derek Carr is like it's what you want in a franchise quarterback. Somebody who has the skills to pay the bills and has the attitude to know what it takes to actually win in this league. And a lot of QBs might have the skills, but don't have the mindset between the ears to know what it takes to win. And I think Derek Carr is so fed up with just having mediocre teams and below subpar teams that he's pretty much carrying. He knows he's not going to get under the credit. He knows he's going to get all the blame when things go wrong, but he's still willing to say, look, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to stay. Just put some people around me. You can keep the money. I'm already rich. Put some people around me, all right?
Nope.
And that's exactly what I want from my quarterback, man. Straight like that.
And the irony is people will sit there and say, oh, this player's complaining about it and they make millions of dollars. And then those same people will turn around and say, get rid of Carr, go get Aaron Rodgers. And it's like
the guy who doesn't want to play for his team.
Like if anybody has anything to complain about, it's Derek Carr. Like if anybody, you take his best wide receiver duo or trio, Seth Roberts, Cooper, Crabtree, completely dismantle his offensive line, just everything. The people he got drafted with, every single player he gets drafted with gets shipped out, even if they were future Hall of Famers. And it's like, if anybody has to complain about his core, you know what I mean? So,
but I don't think he was raised. I don't think he was raised that way. That he don't have no bitch assness. And some of y'all can talk about he be scared of this and he be scared of that. Just because he protects himself doesn't make him scared. It makes him just smart and observant of what he means to his franchise. Some of y'all want him to go out there and break his neck to prove to you he's tough. But then what? Then we got a backup quarterback, and then we don't win no games and have no chance. He knows what he means to this franchise, and I'm sure John Gruden tells him what he means to this franchise and say, look, you can't go out there and be taking on linebackers anymore. All right, I seen him get rocked by Devin White, I think, from Tampa Bay. I think last year when we played them. Bro, I thought it was lights out for Derek Carr. I don't want to see him do that to prove he's tough. He don't have to prove he's tough, man. He's only missed like 2 games in his whole career due to injury.
We should have drafted Devin White. That's
not the shit. We're not going to talk about that kind of shit.
That dude almost took our quarterback out. So
yeah,
he did it on purpose. Devin White was looking for that, and he did that on purpose, though.
Yeah, he got what he was looking for. Hey, shout out to the 343 in the building. We only had 168 likes, man. Hit them likes. They cost you nothing but mean everything to us, man. So when we're talking about dismantling all Derek Carr stuff, his O-line, his wide receivers, let's take a tour to the wide receiver room, man, and let me know what you think. On the 1 to 10, 10 being the most confident, 1 being the least confident, how confident are you in our wide receiver room right now, man? And don't be shy, man. Tell me how you feel.
Okay, hold up. So what would you rank last year's at the beginning of the season, like in the same time right now?
That's a great
What would you rank our wide receiver group last year?
I see where you're going with this. This is great. This is great.
They don't know. They don't know how to rank it.
This is the way you're framing this, because I can see where you're going with this. I like the way you're doing this. I would have probably graded our receiver core before the season started last year. Not counting Darren Waller, I probably would have been like a C.
And that's you gotta keep in mind. You gotta keep in mind, like that's before knowing Aguilar was gonna do what Aguilar did, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So you were rating it a C.
Yeah.
So what is that? A 5 out of 10? On a scale of 1 to 10, that's a 5?
Yep.
Is our wide receiver core better now?
I knew that's where you was going, bro.
Look, I ain't no crash dummy now.
Nah, I feel you. Hey, look, I don't think our receiving core is necessarily better than it was last year, but I think we are improved individually. Like maybe as a whole, it might not be better, but I think we get way more production out of Edwards. I think we get way more production out of Ruggs. I don't know what we get out of John Brown. I'm not a big believer in John Brown. But I think if Ruggs and Edwards contribute what I think they'll contribute, which is going to be easily double what they did last year, I think our receiver core has to be better than last year. So this year I probably rated a 7. C+. C plus.
I'll go with the 6. I'll say
Okay.
it was better than last year's, and this is the only reason I'll say that. I guess I'll just say it right now. Ruggs has to be better than what his last year.
He will be.
Brian Edwards needs to be healthy, and he's got to be better than what he was last year.
I think he will be.
I think the biggest fall off was losing Nelson Aguilar, but we didn't know what we had in Aguilar at the time.
True.
So having that mindset, then John Brown could potentially step in and do somewhat of what Aguilar did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd rather have Ruggs take that role of what Aguilar did last year, and then John Brown do what Ruggs did last year. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now
Like
I see what
Ruggs
you're saying.
takes a step up, but Brown takes the.
Well, that's what I mean. I think our production, if our production was a 6 last year, I think our production is an 8 this year. So on that thought, I think we're better at the wide receiver position. And I'm going to ask you what receivers you think are going to make the team. But let me get this super chat. Hey, Francisco, appreciate the donation. Gruden mentioned Doss as being in tip-top shape. Red zone threat other than Waller. Gruden 2020 offense issues red zone other than Waller. Who red zone target? Okay. I think him saying Doss is whatever Doss is just because you got to understand Gruden. Gruden loves people. Gruden loves that's why he's so bad at drafting. He falls in love with a player. So he might love Doss. He might really love him. He might love Zay Jones. It don't mean they're gonna be good on the field. He just loves them as people. He loves looking at them. For some reason, he's just like that, right? I don't think it has anything to do with production. So when he says Doss, I don't think Doss is in a situation where he's one of our top 6 receivers. Right? I just don't see that being the case. As far as red zone targets, I mean, you got to somehow get Foster Moreau out there, man. I think Foster Moreau needs to be on the field in the red zone. I think Ruggs is going to be way more better as a target because I think John Brown is going to teach him how to run routes. And I think he's going to learn how to get separation in smaller spaces and not just try to use his speed. I think Edwards is an obvious target at this point. And I think Kenyon Drake is going to be a red zone target. So I think our red zone offense should be improved as long as John Gruden pulls the trigger on some of those good plays he has in that book. But it's like the water boy. Remember the water boy coach? He had really good plays, but he always balled the playbook up. He didn't never want to open it up and look at it. I think if John Gruden opens up that playbook, there's plays in there that will take us from being bad in the red zone to really good in the red zone. But the key is John Gruden, not the personnel. We had personnel last year that could have did work in the red zone if we called the right plays.
And you already know how I feel about the red zone thing. Like,
yeah, I saw the tape.
You know, it's Gruden. Gruden got to change something in the red zone. It's his problem. The team fell off when Gruden came in the red zone. Like, it's obvious. You know what I mean? You don't go from top 15 every single year to 20th or worse.
Yeah.
Since the only thing that changed was the coach. So it's all on Gruden, man. At this point, he's got to figure out how to get the ball in, especially if we're supposed to be like a tough running team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we can't even get the ball in from the 5-yard line when he pounded the rock. And it's like, let's go. Just play the play action pass, bootleg, Alec Ingold to the flat and have freaking the backside tight end drag across, you know what I mean? And just have the your inside tight end go up for a flag. You know what I mean? It's obvious they already know what the play is going to be. And we do the same thing.
I think that's an issue that I have with Gruden is that it's like a boxer who falls in love with the uppercut because he wants that knockout punch. And sometimes you just need a jab. You just need to jab your way in there to set that up. And I think Gruden falls in love with too much of that. We want to bully you and power football. It don't take that to score a touchdown in the NFL no more. Alvin Kamara scores plenty of touchdowns. He's not a power running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do it that way. That bully ball in the NFL don't even exist no more. It's more like finesse and speed. Spread the field out. Make the defense cover the whole 52.5 yards sideline to sideline. Like, you're making it easy by condensing your offense in. Now they can just umbrella you. Like, they can see everything coming at them. Which is why I always hated that 3 tight end set. Get the strap if you ever see it again.
We're going to see it again for sure. We're going to see it again for sure.
Hey, Robert, appreciate the donation. Should we look into a Howard trade? I'm guessing he's talking about Xavier?
Gotta be. I ain't going to lie. When I first read it, I was thinking of OJ Howard for some reason. But
yeah, nah. I'm not into I'm not into trading nobody right now. We're too close to the season, but too far away from the season as well. Like, we got to see what we got in house. We can't keep bringing in all these people. We got to see what we got. We got to coach him up, do our job, and see what we got in house. Watch Raider says Gruden doesn't run screens. That's a fact. That's a fact. I don't know why. I don't know, especially when you got an offensive line that's having trouble. Well, shit, let them come right in and throw a screen. And then they have to respect it. It brings credibility to your offense where it's like you got to be on your P's and Q's. But if it's just run, pass, run, play action pass, like the lineman knows predictable. The DBs know it's predictable. Like you got to start switching it up, man. And that's my only issues with Gruden. And I think a lot of people think I hate Gruden. I don't hate Gruden. I'm frustrated with the return on investment that we're getting from Gruden. When you get to my age, you spend some money on something, that shit better work. Okay, I don't care if it's $5 or $25. If I spend money on something, I need some return on that investment. And I just feel like as a consumer, I'm not getting any return on that investment for our organization. That's my only beef with Gruden, man.
I mean, Gruden, the thing with Gruden when it comes to screens, if you notice, they're always quick screens. So they'll be like, okay, you have Darren Waller lined up at tight end, you know what I mean? You have your two wide receivers, and then basically Waller will just run directly to the flats. Carr will just throw it really quick to him, and then the receivers will block.
That's not a quick screen, though.
What would you call it?
That's a oh shit screen. That's like, oh shit, take it. Like that ain't going nowhere, man.
Those are fucking design, man. It's just design.
Yeah. Hey, Young Rider, what's up, man? Michael, what's up? I'm gonna get to some of y'all in the chat, man. It's just me and Ray ain't never been on here, so we got to conduct some business. Shout out to the 391 people that we got in the chat. If we get to 400 people, man, I got a special announcement, man. If we get to 400 people, I got a special announcement, yo. But let me Ray, you don't mind if I go through some of these chats, right? Let me see.
Yeah. Hey, I see some chats in here, man. Shout out everybody in the comments. Appreciate everybody showing up, man. Appreciate Raider Honcho bringing me on. This is the first time we pulled up. I pulled up on the show, so this is pretty dope. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been on the show before, honestly. That's how it feels, but it's that, you know what I mean? It's never happened, and
yeah,
I'm just glad to be here, man. It's cracking, you know
man. This was long overdue, man. And I remember when you did your first live, you reached out to me and said, "Yo, this gonna be my first live. I want you to be a part of it." And dog, I was sick. I was so sick, but I'm like, yo, son supported me from the jump. There's no way I'm not pulling up, yo. There was just no way.
Yeah, that respect for that, man. I appreciate that for real, because hey, that shit was fun too, man. So I really appreciated you, CNG, Graph.
For sure.
It was dope, man. I appreciate all y'all for pulling up, but I appreciate you for real, because I know you were sick, man. And you wasn't faking, you know what I mean? It's like you could hear it in your voice, and you stayed. We was on for a good minute, and you was on. So I was like, "Yo, that's real."
On, bro.
I appreciate that.
On it. Real. That's how I give it up, baby. Jersey. But look, man, hey, we reached 400, man. We reached 400. Yeah. I don't know if y'all made new accounts and just came on, but we hit 400. Shout out to Brent Childs for the donation. Mike Nizer, I think our O-line is also to blame in the red zone. They allowed a line of scrimmage to be moved in the wrong direction. That's a fact. We're going to talk about our O-line, but let me just make this announcement real quick, man. Everybody in the chat, I got some big news, man. Me and my guy, you see my guy over here, man, Ray the Tape, big fan of his stuff. He's been supporting me. I support him. This is the big announcement, man. We are going to be bringing you. We're going to be bringing you. Let me let it build up. Let it marinate real quick. We are going to be bringing you the Raid and Honch pregame show every game day, whether it's a Sunday, a Monday, a Thursday. We're going to be doing a pregame show live every game day. I think we're going to do about an hour and a half. We're going to switch channels when we mind 1 week his. But we bringing it to y'all, man, for the nation, for the culture, the Raid and Honch pregame show, man. To the 400 plus people in the chat right now, y'all hearing it first. And yeah, man, I'm excited for the venture, man. For real.
Yes, sir. That was hey, man. I've been hyped. I've been waiting to tell people. I've been waiting to put it out. I'm just waiting for week 1 against the Ravens when we live, man. It's gonna be crazy. Pregame, Raid and Honch. It's gonna be crazy, man.
The Raid and Honch show, man. Hey,
yo, it ain't even the season yet, and it's already lit right now. Everybody in the chat going crazy.
The chat going crazy.
It's like, yo, what's going on, man? Shout out everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat, man.
I see going crazy, man.
Agent Red, Mike Nizer, Francisco, Poncho, Jamie, Ronnie Grannon.
It's going crazy.
Terrence, I see you in the building, man. I see all y'all. Jorge, what's going on, man? It's gonna be
Hey,
lit,
hey,
man.
hey, Raid. I need you to shout out part of my Jag, yo. She like your channel more than I do.
Pardon my Jag. Is that a
Yeah.
Jaguars fan? What we doing? Where we at?
Ah.
Where we at, yo?
Yeah. But yo, hey, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all support. We wouldn't be able to do none of this without y'all, man. Y'all support our channels, watch, y'all get the merch, man. We really appreciate all your super chats, all your donations. So yeah, man, pre-games, man, the Raid and Honcho pre-game show every game day, no matter what it is. And he'll be at some games, we still gonna do it. I'll be at some games, we still gonna do it. So we're hoping to link up, man, and bring y'all some quality product, man, for y'all pre-games, because pre-game be the worst time for me. I cannot wait for the game to start. So there's no better way to spend my pregame to be on here with my guy and, making predictions on the game, bringing you X factors, difference makers. It's going to be fire, man. So I'm glad I was able to announce that tonight, man. Thank y'all for showing up and showing out as usual, man. Honcho Mafia.
Man, it's gonna be crazy. I just want to say shout out everybody in the chat. I just want to do some personal shout outs, man. I see everybody out there, man. Yo,
he just got drafted.
Fresno County Bulldog. I see part of my Jag. Raider 530. I seen you in here, man. I seen you, Raider 530. Raider Dangerfield. I see you, dog. Yo, keep it lit, man. This is gonna be lit.
Hell yeah. Jason Taylor, what's up? Hey, Tassi, appreciate the donation. My man said, let's go. Pre-game gonna be lit. That's a Fendi. Yes, that's a Fendi. It's gonna be lit. You already know the vibe.
Yo, that's the trending topic. Let's get it. Come on.
Yeah. Yo, Ray just gave a speech like he got drafted. Yo, that shit was crazy. I'm definitely screen recording that shit and posting it. Yo, that's fire. That's fire.
Yo.
Hey, are y'all doing it for the preseason too? I don't know. We ain't even talking about. We will be putting a flyer out tonight. A little something. We're gonna be doing it every game. We might do a preseason game or two just to kind of get our feet wet. But
maybe we should probably I think we can figure it out right now, man. We should probably just do the last game.
Oh, it's at the third one now, right?
Yeah, it's the third one.
Okay. All right. Bet. A Dirty Raider, appreciate the donation. Raiders go 10-6, 11-7. Hayward starts first 2 weeks outside, moves to slot week 3. You will see a lot more screens this year with younger, more mobile linemen. The D should be top 15. Pause. Give us top 5 Raiders. Wow. Damn, that's a lot for $10, Dirty Raider. Damn. I don't think the Raiders win 11 games this year.
What does he mean by give us top 5 Raiders?
I think he wants to give us our top 5 Raiders. Like right now? Current Raiders?
Or like my favorite Raiders of all time.
All right. Hold on. Let me answer the other stuff first. I think our defense won't be top 15. I think we'll be top 20, but I think we'll be really much improved in the red zone and third down, which will make us overall better, give us more possessions. As far as the linemen being mobile, I think that's a great point. I think that is a great point. We talk about seeing more screens. So shout out to you, man. That's a great point. Yep. By having mobile linemen, you might see more screens that they can get downfield and actually get hands on somebody. That's a great point, man. Great to point that out. As far as my top 5 Raiders, right now, my top 5 Raiders are Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Henry Ruggs, Trayvon Merrick, and
Darren Waller.
Nah. I'm probably gonna. I like the defensive side of the ball a lot. I gotta go Arnett, man. I love Arnett, man. We're not ranking the top 5 best Raiders. We're talking about our favorites.
Yeah, okay, your favorites. Okay,
yeah, those are my favorite guys. Like if I was gonna hang out with some people, I hang out with Damon Arnett. Shit, it looked like fun.
You're gonna be in there, Net Wayne and all that.
I'll be in the studio.
Shit. You'll be in the studio, Net Wayne. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. As far as 10-6, 11-7, I said 10-6. But I feel like if you have to choose a record, my thing is I feel like you can't choose 10-6. You either have to choose 11 and
you have to be 10-7.
Yeah, 10-7. I was reading it said 11-7. I was tripping. So okay.
Yeah.
So 11-6. It's either 11-6 or it's 9-8. I feel like if you do 10-6 or 10-7, you're trying to be safe. You're trying to be in the win,
yeah.
You know
I agree.
So
I agree.
I would lean towards 9.
Okay.
Yeah, I would lead toward 9 wins.
Okay, so hold on. Before you answer, let's ask the chat. Hey, the chat, over and under for $10,000. Over under will be 10 games. Y'all picking the over, y'all picking the under. If you had to bet your money, your hard-earned money that you went to work for, if the spread, if it was 10 If the over-under was 10 wins, would you go over or under that? Part of my jag, you out of pocket.
Like rating yourself a 7.
You out of
part
pocket.
of my jag. I feel you on that. I know where you got that from.
Yeah, I know where she got that shit from too. Yeah, calm your ass down.
Go be in here roasting us, asking about asking us about our past or something.
So everybody's picking the over on 10 wins, man. Y'all so hopeful. Y'all so hopeful.
Y'all, these are Raider fans. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get it.
Somebody said even.
Solomon Thomas is going to be Hall of Famer too. But the thing is, man,
that toxic energy.
The thing is, this season, I just think it's going to be different, man. I don't think we're going to need 12 wins to get into the playoffs this year. I just don't think it's going to be like that. In the past, I know when we went 12 and 4, we had to get 12 wins, and we were still a wild card team. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I just don't. I have a, you know what I mean? It's just my intuition. I have a feeling like this year is going to be a little bit more competitive.
Yeah.
To where you won't have to have that many wins. And for an example, I would say kind of like the NFC West. Their division winner sometimes only has like 9 wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, weren't they like 9 and 8 coming out of the season or something like that? Or 9 and 7 coming out of the season?
Yeah, I believe
their
so.
Division. I feel like with us, of course, it's going to be different because I don't see the Chiefs winning 9 games. They're going to win probably. They're going to win 12 plus.
Yo, son said hopeful like Twister and Faith Evans. Yo, talk that Coach Carter talk. That's Coach Carter, right? That hopeful shit. I think that's Coach Carter, yo. It gotta be. That shit is funny. But I think Raiders right, man. I think it's hard to look at our schedule. And I think that's why people have to stop saying it's playoff or bust. Because I think we can win 9-10 games and still not go to the playoffs. So I don't think we should judge it on playoff or bust. I think we should just stop losing the games that we should win. And I'm not talking about on paper. I'm talking about when we have a chance to win the game and we have control of that game, we have to find a way to stop losing those games. That would be our first objective. The second objective to me would be stop collapsing in the second half of seasons. If we can stop doing those two things and we just get beat by teams that are better than us right now, yo, we just got to take that L and keep it moving because I truly believe that this team is being built for 2022, 2023, honestly.
I feel you on that. I'm not going to disagree with that because I feel like we're not ready yet. You know what I mean? I just don't feel like we're ready yet to make that big of a leap to go to like an AFC championship. I could see us wild card getting in there, potentially winning that first game.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't see us going any further. I feel like we just need a stronger team. It's just we just need a stronger team. We need way more experience. Our running back, both of our potential wide receivers, you know what I mean? They're all pretty young. We drafted them, you know what I mean? So, and then even with Darren Waller's great. Don't get me wrong. But he still needs that experience, I feel like, because he came into the league, you know, like the other guys, but 3-4 years passed to where it was kind of, there was some transgressions to where he had to figure out. So he only became a true NFL professional, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
2 years ago. So we have a lot, and then our offensive line changes. Richie Incognito played more than all the rest of the offensive line combined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, you're right. I agree.
So
and I think,
and especially our young DB core, we just need a little bit more experience. And I think next year would be the big one to where we can really go out and get like this big name wide receiver. We can go get a big name defensive tackle or, you know what I mean? Whatever we need. And next year would be that.
And that's my point when we're talking about some people, it's Derek Carr's 8th year, it's 9th year, 10th year. It's like, it don't matter if Derek Carr is ready. Derek Carr can be ready. If ain't no tires on that car, guess what? It ain't going nowhere, no matter what the engine look like. So I think people have to stop thinking that Derek Carr's success determines our success. Derek Carr has already been successful and it does nothing for us because it's a team game. We gotta be able to excel in all 3 phases of the game. And until we can do that consistently, it can't be playoff or bust, man. Sesh, appreciate the donation. Yo, what would you give up for Xavier Howard since he has requested a trade? We've already talked about that.
Let's just talk about it because I know people are asking. People put a super chat. People want to talk about it.
You can talk about it. I don't have nothing to say about it. I wouldn't give up anything.
Personally, I would say no because I don't really want to trade for a player that's trying to push themselves out of that team.
Yeah.
I don't really know the situation, but just based off of like the outside looking in, I don't know his personal. I don't know what goes on with Miami's organization. My thing would be Miami's really not that bad of a team. You have Byron Jones on the other side of the field. I know Xavier Howard gets paid a decent amount, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
And his defense the rest of his team is pretty decent. You know what I mean? All they really need is a quarterback. And their coach isn't too bad. So I don't know what the hell he's complaining about. And I feel like if a guy's complaining over there, I don't want him coming over here and complaining. And I don't want him giving them vibes off to our young corners.
Because there's more to complain about over here. Shit.
You said what?
I said because there's way more to complain about over here.
Exactly. So I don't want him complaining or just feeling some type of way or whatever he's doing. I don't want to trade for a guy like that.
Yeah.
So I'm good, and I don't feel like Xavier Howard is really he's needed. His skills, he has talent, but I'm good. I'd rather go get somebody else. If I'm gonna listen to somebody else complain, they gotta be somebody else.
Yeah, as a defense, you can win defensively as a unit. You don't have to have a stud. You don't have to have, you know what I mean? You can win as a unit. I'm sure Jalen Ramsey is a great cornerback. They ain't been winning much. You know what I mean? Because it has to be a unit type thing. So I'm not worried about none of that. I think as a unit, if we get better together collectively, we'll be fine. Nick G wants to know, what's your guys' favorite jersey combo? That's easy for me. I like the white jersey with the black numbers, man. I love the white jerseys. What, Ray? Say something.
No, I was reading the comment. He said he mad Byron Jones makes more. I don't want a guy like that on my team if he's mad about another guy making more. So if that's the case, Safwan, I appreciate you putting it out there. And shit, I don't want that guy on our team if he's going to complain about that. Because think about it. You got the quarterback that's been here dealing with this functional, toxic organizational and leadership. And he's talking about he's not even worried about the money. He just wants to build the team. So this is what I'm talking about when it comes like to both ends of the spectrum. You got a guy complaining because we don't know why, you know what I mean? Maybe because he don't make enough money. But we have a guy that the whole fan base is split upon that's saying, look, I want to build a team and I'm not worried about money. And I feel like Carr was going to say that. I feel like a lot of people were saying that, like, Carr's not going to trip off money. Carr's not going to sit there and be like, oh, I want 40 million, 35 million, 30 million. No, Carr's going to probably take like 20, somewhere in the 20s. I don't know what he's going to take. You know what I mean? So anything in the 20s is cheap, though. 4 Carr, that's way cheap. I mean, you could be paying Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jared Goff.
We're not, don't even mention those. Don't even mention those scrubs, man. We don't want to even talk about them.
I mean, exactly. Nobody ever talks about them to replace Carr for a reason.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
They only want to say Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady.
Yeah, the top guys in the league. Of course, they can replace Carr. They're the top 3 in the game. Dick Vitale, we all just super jaded by having a straight garbage defense. Yeah, I know. So we think that just because the defense improves, we're automatically a 15-win team. I agree, man. It's tough because and it's almost like once the season's over, we kind of, the further we get from the season and closer to the next season, we think the team got better, even though they ain't done shit just like us, right? Like if you play football your junior year and go to your senior year and you don't work out and you don't do much, you don't just automatically get better. So if we didn't do what we needed to do in the offseason, we don't just automatically get better. And so I don't know. We got to see what they do on the field. Watt said we lost like 3 games we should have won last year. I agree. And I love when people try to say, well, we won 3 games we should have lost. And it's like, no, it doesn't work like that. Because if we win those 3 games that Watts is talking about, it would be because our defense was sound. And if our defense is sound, then we wouldn't have lost any of the 3 games that we almost lost. Because we wouldn't have almost lost them if our defense was sound. All right. So you can't keep doing that. We lost those games because our defense sucks. We almost lost the other games because our defense sucks. Well, if you fix one of them, you fix both of them. You can't have it both ways, right? Like if we win those 3 games we lost, then we also would have won those games we almost lost by even more. That's just how it works, yo. So
yeah, basically, it's like that. It's like that analogy when you have a broken leg, you go to the doctor, but you're tripping off the one. He goes and says, "Oh yeah, that leg's broken." You're like, "Yeah, but this one's not broken," and you're trying to get rid of that for like a bionicle leg, but you're not worried about your broken leg. And it's like, bruh, that shit don't even make sense. Like, what are we doing here?
Yo, I didn't know Ray had analogies. He's bringing the heat. You know, that's my leg. He's bringing the heat tonight. Hey, Mo Dizzle, appreciate the donation. What does Ray do if we get 10 or more doubting ass JK. Oh, you a doubting ass brother. That's what he's saying. So what are you gonna do if we get 10 or more wins?
I'm gonna celebrate because I'm a
Be
fucking
happy.
Raider fan.
Be happy. Look, it's our job. Look. Honestly, as content creators, y'all gotta understand. It's not that we're being negative, but when you get in front of a camera and you do research, and not saying you guys don't, but you owe it to the people watching to be objective and not just subjective and biased based on we're all Raiders fans. You have to be objective based on the information and the stats and the history of what's going on. So I don't think he's negative for saying we're not gonna win 10 games. I think he's just basing it on our track record and what our schedule looks like. And some of us just look at the teams on our schedule and think they stayed the same. No, a lot of those teams got better. Browns are better. The Giants are better. The Chargers are better. So, I mean, I don't know if it's just going to be a walk in the park for us.
The thing is, people saying like I'm doubting, or people will say this and the third, and it's like, nah, I'm just not gonna sit here and say every player we get is gonna be great. I'm not that type of person. I'm not that type of content creator. You know what I mean? I'm not that type of fan. I'm realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been to games. I spent my hard-earned money to go watch our team lose. You know what I mean? I've done that before. Have you? You know what I mean? So it's like, don't say I'm a doubter. No, I'm realistic. That's what I am. You know what I mean? I'm not going to come in here and say Quentin Jefferson, Solomon Thomas, Darius Stills, Kendall Vickers, and freaking whatever defensive tackle else we got is going to be great, and they're going to blow up, and they're going to show out, because I've heard that. And a lot of people will sit there and say every single player is going to be great. Well, which one do you think is going to be bad? Because if every player is going to be great, then we should win the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah. And
look, we know that's not within the grasp right now. We know it takes time to build. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm just not going to sit there and be like, yeah, this player is great, this player is great. They're all great just because they're on the Raiders. No, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? It's just not how it works.
And Martin T, I agree, because I said all those other teams got better, and you say, and we got better. Yes, but us getting better is yet to be seen. We actually have to see it put together. But even if we did get better, we were already starting behind some of those teams. Like on paper, the Chargers already had a better team than us last year. I know nobody wants to think that, but they had more talent than us. They had a terrible coach. All right. And they beat us one time and almost beat us the other time when we had a fully healthy team. So you have to understand, when I'm saying that everybody else got better, even if we got better too, we already were behind some of those teams. We beat the Browns, but honestly, the Browns were not at full strength when we played them. Right. So we have to keep everything in perspective. And I think as content creators, we owe it to people to do that. And I think we kind of do a good job at that. Francisco wants to know, Raid and Honcho, keys to victory against the Ravens. I think the keys to victory against the Ravens.
We're going to talk about that in the pregame.
Pregame
live, hour and a half before week one against the Ravens.
I'll give you a hint. Keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket.
This is what I'll say to that. This is what I'll say. We have to play better defense than their defense does. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that's fair. I never like saying this person's name, man. You donate so much money, but I'm ass at reading, bro. Like I don't know what that is. Sajella Jella? Yo.
SJ Della.
SJ Della. All right, man. I appreciate the donation. I just hope and pray we don't have a game like the one in ATL. That was disgusting. After that 4th down conversion didn't work, it all went downhill. Yeah, I agree. But when you have a team that's traveling as much as the Raiders were traveling last year, you were going to have games like that. And I'll tell you what, if the Raiders want to be a good team, you can't lose 2 games in a row. And you damn sure can't lose 3 in a row. So it don't even matter if we have a game like ATL. If it's just once, that's fine. But you can't have a game like ATL and then have a game like the Jets game. And you can't have games back-to-back like that. Good teams just don't do that. And that's from your boy saying that, Raider Nation. Your boy Rich Gannon taught me that. So I know y'all love Rich Gannon. He's the one who said good teams don't lose 2 in a row.
And you can't lose games like you did against Miami, like you did against the Chargers in overtime. You just can't do that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get into some of these. Let's try to get some chats going, man. Let's get some chats going. Question. Oh, damn. That shit went by.
And another thing in the presser that I heard John Gruden say was that Nicholas Morrow. So now I was on live.
Damn, he just bodied the chat.
I was on live, and so we were talking about Nicholas Morrow, Nikolkowski, who could play middle linebacker. Today, John Gruden said that Nicholas Morrow, you're going to see Nicholas Morrow, you know what I mean, in the middle of the defense. Did you hear that part? Because I'm trying to figure out, did he mean like, okay, he's actually going to play middle linebacker? He just means like he's a linebacker in the middle of the defense.
I think he just thinks all linebackers play in the middle.
That's what that was what I was saying. I just kind of wanted to get some clarification because I don't think Nicholas Morrow could be that. So
I'm not as down on Nicholas Morrow as you are, but let me read this super chat before we get into that. Hey, Neek, appreciate the donation, man. He says, I'm a little behind on the live, and I just heard the announcement about the pregame show. I love what both of you are doing. So that goes without saying. I'm super hyped that you're both collabing on this project. Yeah, man. Yes, it was kind of a no-brainer, man. It was kind of a no-brainer, man. It didn't take us long to figure it out, man. We went back and forth, exchanged text messages, and was like, yo, let's get it done. So yeah, we appreciate your donation, and we definitely appreciate your excitement and the intensity level of what we're gonna bring to this pregame, man. We doing it up, man. We're gonna try to bring you the best that we could bring you, man, for sure.
Yep, shout out Neek. Appreciate that super chat.
Yeah, Neek is a G, man. He be up.
All right, let's get to the chat though. Let's get to
the chat. Yeah. All right, well, let me answer the Morrow situation. I think Morrow is good, but I think he's still our third best linebacker. Some people want to talk like he's our best linebacker. He's not. He won't be our defensive MVP this year. If he's our defensive MVP, then Littleton, Kwiatkowski, Merrick, Abram, Yannick, Max Crosby must have had really bad years. Let's see. Watt said, I told y'all, bro, Morrow had experience at middle linebacker, but Nick is the starter. I think Nick is also better. I think Nick is better than Morrow, regardless of what position it is. I think Nick is better.
I think Nick Kwiatkowski is a better middle linebacker than Nicholas Morrow. Kwiatkowski is a better outside linebacker than Nicholas Morrow.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's just a better football player.
Yeah, he's just better. He's just a better. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Willie, appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot. Willie Wayne said, good job, Honcho. Raider Way, appreciate you, man. Who are you most excited to see play? That's without a doubt for me. We all know. And I think somebody in the chat said we both look like this person.
Same here. That's who I'm waiting to see. You know what I mean? That's it.
Trayvon Merrick is the guy, man. Trayvon Merrick is our defensive success really relies on how quick Trayvon Merrick can adapt to the NFL gameplay and the speed, and if he's alpha enough to kind of run the secondary, regardless if it's his first year or not. If he can do those things, I think his potential is just through the roof, man. I think he's going to be a good player for us.
No,
so I'm excited to see him.
I think Trayvon Merrick, that's what I'm most excited to see. I'm most excited to see the defense in general, but the fact that we got Trayvon Merrick, that's who I personally wanted to draft. I was just happy we got him. So I'm like, let's see what it looks like on the field. Because this is the first time really we've drafted somebody I personally wanted, and they're potentially gonna be the starter. So it's like, oh shit, you know what I mean? We gonna see what the hell I'm talking about. We're gonna see what the hell was I right? Was I wrong? Because I wanted Devin White, we didn't get him. I wanted Derwin James, we didn't get him. Kenneth Murray Jr., we didn't get him. The list goes on. But
I tell you what, there's only been 3 times the Raiders have actually drafted a player that I wanted them to draft. This time it's Trayvon Merrick. The other 2 times was Derek Carr in the second round and Charles Woodson. So, I mean, that's the only times it's happened. So those 2 worked out. So I'm hoping that this guy works out, especially when you talk about our draft predictions and stuff like that. I think it's funny. I told you yesterday on the phone, the Raiders actually drafted 3 of my top 9 safeties. So I felt like I knew what I was talking about, but I'm sure nobody really remembered me saying those guys. But
yeah,
I think
at the same time, do you think they're good at drafting? And if they drafted the guys we wanted to draft, so it's like, no.
But a broke clock is right twice a day. A broke clock is right twice a day, bro. So they don't have to be good at drafting to get one good draft.
Nope, I agree with that.
So let's just hope.
They traded up and got Trayvon Merrick, yo.
I needed that for myself. I might have quit YouTube if we didn't get him because I said, shit, he ain't even the first rounder. I was like, hell no.
Yo. But I mean, if we're gonna stick to the chat, I got one other thing I was thinking about because
hold on, time out. Hold on. What you mean Honcho is bugging again? Kwiatkowski is not better than Morrow overall. What? How is Kukowski not a better player than Morrow? Wow, I guess I'm bugging. I'm bugging. Whatever, yo. Ben Bad, 199 donation. Appreciate it. We lost 3 in a row in 1980. This ain't the 80s, player. I appreciate you fact checking it for us.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was 40 years ago, man. So that's a long time. Shit.
I don't even know if they played the same amount of games as we play now. I mean, they probably definitely don't. But yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. But hey, talk to Rich Gannon. He the one who said it.
I think it's different times. You know what I mean? We be FaceTiming now and shit.
Yeah, don't get me started, yo. Don't get me started. I don't want to go in on nobody trying to say I'm bugging.
The chat getting crazy. The chat getting crazy. That's how I know it's lit. Let's keep it going.
All right, quit is much better than more. Okay, hold on. Here we go again with the Andy and Raid argument. What happened? I don't remember that. Now we'll save that for another live.
B Rivera out here just.
Nah, we'll save that for another live.
Trying to start something. No, the only reason I brought that up is because Gruden said it. And I was so happy to talk about how I don't think Morrow should play inside, and I don't think he will. And Gruden just so happened to say yesterday just earlier that he's going to play in the middle of the defense. So that's why I was kind of like, you think that means he is going to play middle linebacker, or he's just saying he's a linebacker and he's in the middle of the defense?
RK Raidaway 73. Great job, both of you doing an absolute outstanding job. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Well, I said folks don't watch Nick. They always looking at CBs and the D line. That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
But something I wanted to say is John Gruden himself was talking about Max Crosby and Yannick, and then and I've been saying this the whole time. I feel like Cleveland Farrell's kind of on the back burner now. Like legitimately at this point, I could say Cleveland Farrell's on the back burner because even John Gruden was saying something along the lines that him and Carl Nassib competing, or him and Carl Nassib, you know what I mean? So I was like, yo, what does that even mean?
I think that I do think Clee is on the back burner. I do. I think especially when he went out of his way to mention Kuntz. Yeah. Like, oh, okay, well, those are three people play the same position. 5 people play the same position you named. So I don't know. I think Clee going inside, man. I thought he played well inside. I can see that happening.
Yeah, but starting just what do you think? Starting inside? You talking about rotating inside?
I think Gus Bradley rotates everybody, so I can see it being a rotation. But I think the starting lineup. Somebody said Raiden Honcho, y'all need to go to Maury. yeah, wildin'. I think the starting lineup, you get Max Crosby, Yannick.
Hold up. Because I remember when we first talked about this, it was me, you.
Graf, I said Clee.
I think it was me, you, Graf, and
I said Clee.
I was the only one. I was like, I got Yannick starting with Max Crosby, Hankins, and Jefferson.
Yeah.
Y'all was on my head. Everybody in the chat was on my head.
I wasn't in the chat though.
What?
I wasn't in the chat though, so I disagree with you at the time. I ain't gonna lie.
No. Yeah, you would. No, I wasn't talking about the chat. I was saying we was live.
Yeah.
And not up until recently, I was like, okay, maybe Cleveland Farrell is gonna start. You know what I mean? But now all of a sudden it's Yannick and Crosby. So no, I just wanted to say that. That's who I originally had started.
It could be the same.
I said Yannick, Crosby, Jefferson, and Hankins. You know what I mean? So,
but I could see Clee playing inside over Jefferson. I could see that. I think it's gonna be a matchup situation. I think it depends who we're playing.
Honestly, man. Now that I think about it, though, although I did say that about Yannick and Max Crosby, I would rather have Yannick and Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, but so this is the thing, right? When you ask me a question like, so I gave you my starting lineman, right? That's based off what I think. But now it seems like after you hear the coach talk and you got to try to make an assessment based on what he's giving you, it's like, well, shit, it sounds like Max Crosby. But I mean, I told you I thought it would be Yannick, Clee, Jefferson, and Hankins. That's what I thought it would be. But shit, I don't know.
So I don't know. I don't know either. It's kind of like with the cornerback thing. I don't know if it's going to be Hayward. I don't know if it's going to be Arnett. So
I do.
No, you don't know. You know, man, fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here is right. Fuck out of here with that old man going to start over.
He's going to be on the sidelines writing lyrics. Quit it, man.
Who? See, you one of those people. You one of those.
Be on the sidelines with Netway, right? Helping him write lyrics.
I'll be a ghostwriter.
He's gonna be like, turn me up in the headphones. He's gonna be like, I got you.
You a hater, bro. Somebody said Honcho is the East Coast Raid and Raid is the West Coast Honcho. Nah, Raid is Raid wherever he at, and I'm Honcho wherever I'm at. That's a fact, straight like that. All right, 7 days a week, twice on Sunday, man. That's how I go. Chris Crane, that's my guy. He said, I think Jefferson is going to be good. Everything PJ Hall wasn't. PJ Hall was all right for us for a minute. I don't know what happened to him though, but I think Jefferson is going to be good too. But we're one injury away, man. We're one injury away from who knows what the lineup's going to be. Who knows what the lineup's going to be, right? And that's why you think a guy like a Meek Robinson has a better chance than Rasul Douglas, because when you look at the media pictures and shit, it's like, all right, they know who not to bring here for pictures. so like if you took no pictures of Rasul Douglas, I'm like, all right, either he was on vacation or like he's a long shot. Somebody right away say little Honcho going deep. Yeah, Honcho tried to kill me on that double move on that tape. Yo, I had to give him a spanking.
And to that, it's like I remember David Irvin doing like a whole little spiel, talking about, he's hyped, he's ready to go, and he's going to be a leader on the defensive line. And then the next thing you know, we cut him.
Yeah.
And everybody was hyped about him. And that's kind of what I mean about like being too optimistic. Everybody was like, David Irving's going to be a beast. He's going to do this. He's going to do that, blah, blah, blah. He sounded so hype in his presser when he was talking to the Raiders, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, boom, he gets cut. Yeah. So it's like you can't just be overly overzealous. You can't just be completely biased and blind to all of it. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree.
That can happen. It could be as simple as that. He could just boom. He's cut. He's not here anymore. Now all that thing he was talking about him out the window.
So look, Ray, they putting you on the burner right here, man. They want to know, Ray, what do you think of Solomon Thomas? Honcho and Andy don't like him, where Docs thinks he's the GOAT. What's your take? And before you answer that, it's not that I don't like Solomon Thomas. It's just that I want to bring balance to the conversation. Some people just treat him like he's the next best thing since sliced bread, and it's like, well, damn, where was I? That's all. Where was I?
So Jack Kennedy, if you don't, Jack Kennedy, if you don't follow me, go hit the subscribe button, yo. You'll see what I think, because I made a video on Solomon Thomas. And
little Honcho, give me a beer.
I don't think Solomon Thomas is gonna be all that. You know what I mean? So I made a video on Solomon Thomas already, and I showed the tape why I don't think he's gonna be all that. So it's kind of, I don't think he's gonna do what everybody really thinks.
Another one.
I just don't. He was with the 49ers. He had a lot of teammates around him that were great as well. So I just don't see how he couldn't succeed if he were already with the team that made it to the Super Bowl, made it to the NFC Championship, all that, and you still couldn't produce, you still couldn't be that good. So I don't see how he comes here and he turns into that. I don't know what was he, 3rd overall pick. I don't see how he comes here and then he produces that.
Yeah,
I just don't see it. So
and stop sending me videos of him smacking practice dummies around and shit, because that ain't what it's gonna look like on Sundays. So I mean, we gotta wait till they strap up and get on the field. And I tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, content creators wouldn't say a negative thing about a player if there wasn't so much artificial hype and praise for a guy that hasn't done it. So we have to be objective about it. Like I said before, it's not personal. Like, we don't dislike the players, but when you have somebody telling us this guy's going to be this and this guy's going to be that, we're just asking, well, tell us why. Oh, because now he's in silver and black. Okay, I get it, but that's just not how it works. That's not how it works.
No, for sure. No, for sure. For sure. And I remember we talked about this before, and it was like, if Solomon Thomas wasn't that 3rd pick overall, if he was a 4th, 5th, 6th round pick, would he matter? Would he have gotten signed? Would he have gotten that deal? And personally, I don't think so. Only reason I think he gets a deal and he's relevant is because he was that 3rd overall pick. That's it. It's not because of what he did in San Francisco. It's none of that. It has nothing to do with that. It's just based off the potential of him being a 3rd overall pick. That's it. So to me, I think that just says it all right there. You know what I mean? You're just taking a flyer on a guy. You really don't know if he's going to be that good. A lot of people that are saying the same thing right now about Solomon Thomas was saying that about David Irving.
Oh yeah, we know some of them folks that were saying that about David Irving.
And
they
David
got his
Irving
ass up.
David Irvin's out the door, so
They
it's
got
like,
his ass up out of here.
yeah.
They got him up out of here early.
And I had shared a video. It was of the Raiders draft, the Raiders scout. Did you see that video? It was one of the Raiders scouts, and he was doing he was in like a little classroom setting with I think high school football players, and he was talking to them about how he looks at people to draft, what he's looking for. And he brought up David Irving, and he was saying like David Irving, you know what I mean? Basically saying David Irving was being a piece of, you know what I mean?
That's a problem.
And
that's a problem.
Got rid of him. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I don't know, man. Look, I don't want to spend too much time talking about the people that ain't here, but it just like to Ray's point. What we're saying is that we got at the end of the day, you can say what you say, I say what I say. We got to wait and see. And I think most of our opinions that come off negative are more of the let's wait and see. We're just going to show you the facts and tell you the facts while you're doing all this hoping, because you're hoping that Solomon Thomas is this. You're hoping that he has the best year of his career. You're hoping that he turns everything around. And we're just telling you that wins and losses ain't determined by hope. You actually got to get the shit done. And until we've seen him get it done consistently, then we have the right to have our reservations about him. Right?
Most definitely.
That's how it goes. What else I got on here, man? What else I got on here? Look, so we already talked about our season predictions on wins and losses. We already talked about some of the issues we have with John Gruden. Let me get your thoughts on this offensive line, man. I think that's something that we never touched on. I never really like to touch. Yeah, I'm not even trying to say it like that. I never like to speak about the offensive line that much because it's like, it's just not my wheelhouse on what I'm looking for and power block and pass block. I know the basics, but where did you rank our offensive line going into the season last year, and where do you rank it now?
Now, when you ask that, you're asking the same time frame from last year, right? Before going into the season.
Yeah. Yep.
Where would I rank it? I would have.
Well, no. You know what? Before. You know what? No. Rank it at the end of the season because we still had our whole offensive line at the end of the season. Rank that offensive line and then rank the one we currently have now.
Well, that's the thing because we had the injuries to Incognito, Trent Brown, so it's kind of like it's hard to say if you include them. I would have said we would have had a top 12 offensive line with Rich Incognito, Trent Brown, Gabe Jackson, and all that. You know what I mean? At the end of the season, we had a 25th or worse offensive line. If I had to rank, it was probably like 25th or worse.
Okay. And where you got us right now?
I would say right now, man, I would have to say we are like 20th.
Okay, so we got better, but we didn't get head and shoulders better like everybody else is saying.
No, I don't think we got that much better. And the reason I say this is because I'm not basing it off of we got better because at the end of last season, you can't consider Trent Brown. You can't consider Richie Incognito. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't consider Leatherwood. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this year, right now, we have Richie Incognito. So I could say for sure our left guard spot's way better. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
are you worried? Are you worried about our offensive line at all?
Worried? I wouldn't say worried. No, I wouldn't say worried. I would say there's some question marks, and it has to be, and they have to prove it. Same thing I would say about the wide receiver group.
Yeah. Okay.
Same thing I say about the wide receiver group. Just with the offensive line, like I was saying, Leatherwood, I'm pretty confident in him. I didn't want to draft him right there where we did.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I don't think he's a you know what I mean, a bad football player. No, if you start at Alabama, you know what I mean, on the offensive line, across the whole offensive line, you know what I mean, and you're over there winning national championships, you're going to be a decent football player, you know. So I think with Tim being out there and Colin Miller, those two spots are pretty solid.
Yeah.
They might make mistakes. They're young, but I think that's solid, and I'm comfortable with that. Richie Incognito has to stay healthy. If he doesn't stay healthy, I'm not too worried because I feel like this year we really went out there and tried to develop depth.
Yeah.
Right? So then we have a guy like Nick Martin, who isn't the best offensive lineman, but he's a known starter. He's a proven starter in the league.
Yeah.
He can step up and do something.
Well, I think I agree with you. I think the easiest way to say it though is that we might take a step back this year, but in the next seasons we're going to be much better than we were. Yeah. Right? I think we might take a step back this year, and even though you say we're 20th compared to 25, we might take a step back in certain areas and aspects of the O-line. But I think the Colton Millers and the Incognitos, I think that I think they're good enough and know what it takes and what we're looking for. And ain't talk about, Cable. I mean, I just think that the offensive line on paper might look weak, but I think when it comes to game day and Sundays, if we can keep these guys healthy, I think it might turn into one of our strengths, to be honest. Because even though we had better names last year and better resumes, we didn't get that production actually on the field.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's why I think we got better.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I think we got better. And not like drastically better, but I think we got better because who would you rather have, Alex Leatherwood or Sam Young at your right tackle? See what I'm saying?
Oh, God. I hate Sam Young.
Richie Incognito, healthy right now, you know what I mean, is better than hurt Richie Incognito last year. So that right there alone means we're better than last year.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, you know what I mean? And then the only thing that we replaced was Rodney Hudson and kind of Gabe Jackson. I feel like Denzel Good is a competent guard.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Denzel Good at guard than at tackle.
Yeah.
But at guard, he should be solid. The biggest question mark is Andre James. And is he going to be able to keep up with the mental game of it? Is he going to be able to make the right checks, the right calls, snap the ball on time? And that's another thing we got to be worried about is penalties. We don't want to sit there and get a false start. You know what I mean? Andre James sits there and holds the ball. The whole team moves besides him.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody false starts beside the center.
That's coaching, though. That's coaching.
Alex Leatherwood led college in penalties. You know what I mean?
That's coaching though. You gotta. I think we need, and I always feel like sometimes John Gruden doesn't take the little details like that as serious as he does about the game plan. I think he thinks the game plan is the most important, which it probably is. But out of all the other days you're on the practice field, you got to be preaching details, because wins and losses are in the details. Missed assignments, penalties, those are wins and losses right there. And so they want us to talk about special teams. So we have a kicker, a long snapper, a punter. All right, so the next question, Edgar, that's about all the special teams I'm going to talk about right now.
You know, the biggest special teams thing I would say is who is going to be our returner? Who's going to be our punt returner? Who's going to be our kick returner? I think those are the biggest questions. I think we know we're already locked in at kicker. I like Carlson. I feel like he was pretty poised last year. He stepped up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
he was pretty good.
I thought our special teams was all right. I think we missed the extra point against Miami, though, right? Was that Miami?
Yeah, I don't know. He did miss one.
I think that was Miami. That sucked because we lost that game by that.
But I mean, special teams. It wasn't like it was a crucial field goal at the time. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, it was fourth quarter, you have to win this, or I think it was somewhere earlier, or maybe I might.
Nah, I feel like I think he missed the extra point on the Aguilar touchdown against Miami.
Okay, was that the last time we scored?
Nah, because then we didn't score when we had Josh Jacobs down there. We went for the field goal.
So it was like right before the last time we scored. Yeah.
So I mean, I think our special teams are fine. Even whoever returns the kicks is fine. Hopefully, we're scoring enough touchdowns that anybody can return those kicks. Joshua,
I want a solid kick returner, yo. I want a good kick returner.
But you're almost better off just taking the 25, bro. I'd rather get the ball to 25 every time than risk somebody getting hurt and getting to the 30, honestly.
Yeah, no, I agree. But sometimes I feel like you need a good return when the time comes, especially because you got to think about it like this on a punt.
A punt is different. I'm talking about kick return.
Yeah, for sure, because it's not as high flying. On a kick return is different. You just got guys flying down. You got flyers.
Yeah, I don't like kick return, yo. Not for Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, for sure, but. I think we do need to have a solid kick returner, and I know people are talking about Turner. I don't even know if Turner is even going to play.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's going to be like, I don't even know if he's going to play at all. So
yeah,
especially when you keep a guy like Rashard who can return, if you keep him on the roster for millions, he better be out there on special teams.
Yeah, I think so. Joshua says, Honcho, that hat looks hella crispy. Trust me, it is. But yo, Edgar, appreciate the donation, man. Took me a while to get to this. I hope you're still in the chat. Who is our biggest liability on our defense? I think our biggest liability on our defense, that's tough, man, because I feel like our defense is sound. I think our biggest liability on defense, and y'all might not like this, I think it's Littleton. I think Littleton is our biggest liability only based on what he did last year. I'm not saying I don't know what he's going to do this year. But if you're just taking that same defense from last year, Littleton has some bad moments. So I would say Littleton is our biggest liability right now with the people that I'm thinking about. Isaiah called it. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Safeties for sure. How you gonna say Arnett is the biggest liability when we don't even know if Arnett's gonna play?
I wouldn't even if Arnett started, I wouldn't say Arnett.
Liability has to be somebody who's in a position to get beat. So I don't think defensive tackles can be in there. I don't think even if we have a bad defensive tackle, I wouldn't consider him a liability. Liability is like we need you to go get him and you can't. That to me, that's you know what I mean. Like not rushing the quarterback because that's like a 4-man job. But like a linebacker or a secondary player to me are the liability positions in my opinion.
No, to me, it's always secondary. It's always secondary.
Linebackers could be liabilities.
Yeah, for sure.
To hear Whitehead was a fucking liability, bro.
Oh yeah. Especially in the pass code and linebacker. When it comes to linebackers, they're a liability in the pass game for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. You know what I mean? Yep. So, but to me, I'd have to agree because I can't really say anybody. I can't really say. If Max Crosby starts, would he be a liability to you?
No, because I feel like I know what he can do, and if he just does what he can do, he doesn't have to be Javon Curse. He just has to be the best version of himself. I feel like the best version of Littleton still might be a liability.
And everybody's man said Javon. Where did that come from, yo? Nah, I'll agree. I'll say Littleton. If it's not Littleton, I would say. If it's not Littleton, I would say.
No, but watch.
Merrick.
But watch, that's my point. Merrick, somebody said Merrick. But watch, the wrong one. But watch, that's my point. You said Whitehead wasn't a coverage linebacker. That's why he was a liability because we had him doing shit he can't do.
It doesn't matter if you're not a coverage linebacker or not. It's part of your job.
Like I know he wasn't.
You got to do your job. Just because you're an offensive guard that's power and you run a zone play doesn't mean you could be like, yeah, this not my kind of blocking. I ain't going. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, our biggest liability last year was probably freaking Jonathan Abram. Because not only will he miss tackles in space, not only will he blow coverages, he might get a penalty. Liability. Huh?
Eric Harris.
Oh God! See, nah, he just our coach is a liability. Fuck that. Like he shouldn't have been out
for sure. And that's what I was saying the whole time. Everybody talk about Eric Harris. I'm like,
he shouldn't have been in those positions.
I don't even let Eric Harris start in Madden, yo. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is crazy. Like, why would you come out into the season and be like, Eric Harris is going to be our starter? That right there is mind-boggling. That right there was mind-boggling to me, yo. Like, yep, Paul Gunther for surely, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out Jeff for making it, man. What's good, man?
Jeff, that's my guy, man. That's my guy.
I know sometimes he'd be like, I can't make it to the live, but
he been supporting my channel from the jump, bro. Like, that's my guy. I appreciate Jeff, everything he does, man. That's what's up. Everybody saying Paul Gunther.
Yeah, Paul Gunther for surely was our biggest liability. But if I would say Littleton, but outside of Littleton, I would say Merrick. You know what I mean? I would just say Merrick at free safety. And the only reason I say that is because he's young, he's the rookie, and if you're gonna be the true single high free safety, you're gonna have to be very disciplined.
I just don't think he could be a liability because his success is based on more than just him. Like Littleton doesn't have an excuse. Like you're the guy there. Like Merrick could be as good as he wants to be. If there's no pass rush and there's nobody getting jams on number 2s and number 3s coming up the field, there's nothing he can do, no matter how good he is. But I don't think he's gonna blow coverage.
I don't know, man. For me, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Safety is one of the hardest positions to play, man. It could be a liability big time, especially when you play single high, because all it takes is one wrong step and then someone's past you. Like it's over. You know what I mean? Bro. So
yeah, but you got to remember he's playing single high. If it's single high and cover 0, I would agree with that. But if it's single high and cover 3, I mean, he only is responsible for the middle of the field. He's not responsible for the left or the right. So how much of a liability can he be?
The thing is, when you watch, when you run the cover 3, like they love to do the crossers, and that's how you get one guy in the, you know what I mean? When they run crossers, you have the 3 zones. So when they cross through the zone, one corner could get confused and go with the guy crossing. You know what I mean?
You're right.
So
but that's the
has
corner.
to do with that safety. just continuing to stay back. And I know he's not supposed to cover both sides, but you just gotta stay back just in case someone gets past. And that's why I just feel like even if it's not a cover 3, I just feel like free safety, you're a rookie, you're in the NFL, you're gonna be the single high. I feel like he could potentially be a liability. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not going to
what I'm saying is
just because I wanted Merrick, he's going to be the defensive rookie of the year. I ain't going to say that because I don't know. He's still a rookie. He's still going to probably have some hiccups. He's still.
But the only thing I disagree with, the only reason why I disagree with your assessment is because look, I'm only going because obviously cover 0, he's going to be man to man on somebody. So crossing routes could be an issue. But when we're talking about in a zone, right? Like if let's say they're playing, even if they're playing a 3-man zone, right? They're playing cover 3. He's got the deep third, right, in the middle of the field, and you're talking about them running crossing routes. The thing is, a lot of people don't realize that it's not Merrick's job to be deeper than the other 2 corners. His actual responsibility is the deepest guy in his zone. So if you get a tight end or a number 2 running a 17-yard route, his job is to be 17 yards, 18 yards on top of him. If Damon Arnett gets a post call and doesn't carry the guy through the zone and yell post, yeah, Trayvon Merrick's going to look like he got burnt. But that's not his fault. That's on the corner at that point. Because the corner has to either carry the guy through the zone, and if there's no number 2 coming behind him, he has to stay with him through that zone. So, I mean, the safety could always look like he's getting burnt way more than he is just because they're probably athletic enough to get close to the play when it blows up. So that's why I just don't think he'll be a liability. That's why I says to people.
I still think he could. So.
Ray, there ain't no change in your mind, bro. The motherfucker I meet to change your mind is a goddamn genius. Ain't no change in your mind. I just broke down the illest cover 3 ever. You're like, nah, fuck that.
No, the only reason I say that is because I've watched cover 3 get busted, and that's why Gus Bradley has that safety. He'll have a safety in the middle of the field that literally is. The assignment is, okay, this linebacker has to go this way. If this, it's all, I can't really explain it just doing like that, but you know how it is. A guy crosses this way, the linebacker might have to go with him just because of how the coverage is set up and the way the scheme is. So the strong safety might have to go way deep because this crosser went across.
I agree.
It's just part, you know what I mean? So it's
but the thing is, but my only argument is that if a linebacker has a receiver crossing his face, a 1, 2, or 3, or running back, and doesn't touch him, it's way easier to burn your safeties and corners in zone. So that's what I'm saying is like, even if Trayvon Merrick is struggling, it's probably going to be more due to people in front of him not doing their job, just like Jonathan Abram. Jonathan Abram wasn't as bad as he looked, but he had to make up for everybody's lack of discipline in front of him. And when you're the last line of defense, if you got 7 guys in front of you that's not carrying receivers through the routes and not getting proper jams through their zones, the safety has way too much pressure on him. And if you're going to say he's going to play under that much intense pressure with people running through zones freely, then yeah, I'm going to agree with you. He's going to be a liability. But let's hope they don't play like that and they get hands on guys and they carry receivers through the zones and it makes his job easier to read post calls and read fades or streams or streaks or whatever the case may be. Offhand jam, Wayne guy, you already know the vibes. If you're not offhand jamming and getting to the hip, you can't play in my secondary early. Straight like that. But yeah, we got like 15 more minutes, man, before we get out of here. Hey, Cheddar Mac, appreciate you. That's definitely where I give Abram his leeway. Yeah, Isaiah, you already know. He was under a lot of duress. I'm telling you, playing DB is the hardest position in the NFL. I don't care what nobody says. You can't touch people and you have no idea where they're going, and they're probably faster than you, right? And if you got guys in front of you that's not getting pressure on the quarterback, and the quarterback can just make read after read after read, quarterbacks have plays where when the play breaks down, there's a second route. So even if Trayvon Mullen locks somebody up for the first route, but the quarterback can break containment, get out the pocket, he's going to run a second route. You can't expect corners to cover 2 or 3 routes, man. You can't do it. You can't do it. So, yeah, you got to get Abram some credit.
I agree. I think DB, regardless of where you're at, on the field, it's one of the hardest spots to play for the reasons you said. You can't really touch anybody. You don't know where they're going, and you have to cover where they're going. But you don't know where they're going.
You have no idea where they're going, and you can't reroute them anymore.
And when you're a single, and for me, it's like when you're a single high safety, it's even harder because when you're a corner, you have a defender, an extra defender for you. You know what I mean? The boundaries. You have the outside of bounds. That's help. You have to use that as leverage. When you're a single high safety, you don't really have that leverage. The field is so wide
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One
Yeah, but
step
that's
in
what
the
I'm
wrong
trying to tell.
direction that it's like, oh shit, now I have to turn all the way around and go
Nah, but
uphill.
that's what I'm trying to tell you is that the field isn't that wide for a single high safety because you're not responsible for both sides of the field. Like, look, if you was in cover 2 and you had 2 safeties, right? You wouldn't expect the safety on the right side to get over to the left side. His job would be 50% of the field. So if you're playing thirds, it's not Trayvon Merrick's job to cover sideline to sideline. It's his job to cover hash to hash and everything in front of that. But yeah, you're right.
I
What do
mean,
I
hey,
know?
look, I've seen Andy Reid drop some plays, man. I've watched film. I've seen some weird stuff, dog. I've seen some weird stuff, man. I've seen like, yo,
No, you're right.
how did they even cover that? How did they even figure that one out? And it's
You're right.
interesting. This one,
I think Trayvon Merrick can play similar to the Honey Badger. I think he can play like that.
I'm not. That's the thing. Look.
Oh, I'm not even saying it against your point. I'm not even speaking against your point.
You acting like I'm over here being like, yeah, Trayvon Merrick's a liability. He's gonna get blown. He's gonna get blown away.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, look,
that's our light skinned brethren. That's our light skinned brethren, bro. I'm just standing up for him.
Think about it like this, though. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. We really don't know what he's going to do in the NFL. We don't know that. We can't be biased because we like him because we wanted to draft him.
No, I think you're right. I think you can have a point with him being a liability. I just disagree with the point you're making. That's all. I agree he could be a liability, but not for the reasons you're saying.
I mean that you disagree with.
I'm just saying, I don't think he's going to be a liability because if he's in single high safety, he has to cover sideline to sideline. Because I don't think he has to do that. I do think he can be a liability because veteran quarterbacks can play him. I could see that happening. But I don't think it's because he can't get sideline to sideline because I don't think that's his responsibility.
That's not what I said.
You said playing single high.
I'm just saying he's a liability because he's a rookie. He's a single high free safety.
If you ended it there, we agree. If you ended there, we agree. But you said playing single high safety. That's a wide field to cover. He don't got to cover the whole field. That's all I'm saying.
I said that way later, man. So at the end of the day, and not only that, we was talking about different coverages. You was talking about a cover 0, cover 3, going back and forth. So just think about it like this, man. He's a young cat. He's a young cat. That's all I'm saying. He's a young cat. He can be a liability.
All I'm saying is,
if you think about our defense, who's the youngest? Potentially, right? I'm not going to say Trayvon Merrick is going to be the day one starter, but we all know what the hell going on. Who's the youngest guy outside of Merrick that's going to start? You know what I mean? He's the only rookie, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the reason. Like, I don't think he's a bad player, but he might have some hiccups. You know what I mean?
I just think liability. I think liability is so derogatory. That's why I think my background knowledge of being a liability might be different from yours, where you're saying it in a lighter way, where it's like he could give up some big plays. He could be susceptible to giving up some plays. Where to me, liability is like I'm almost cringing when I see you in coverage. I don't get that vibe from Trayvon Merrick.
I'm not saying he's liability, like, oh no, he's a bad player. I'm just saying, like, yeah, that's what exactly. So when we're talking about liability, I'm just saying, okay, who's gonna probably basically saying who can make some mistakes, who's gonna get messed up, who's gonna give up a play, who's gonna this down the third. I think Merrick could be that one to give up some plays. I think he could mess up here and there because he's young, because he's at the single high. I think so. So
that's all right. You know what? I think that's what makes it good. Me and you going live is that we don't have to agree on everything, but I respect what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, but it's hard because I might be a little biased, and I think you could appreciate me saying like I might be a little biased with Trayvon Merrick because I'm a secondary guy, defensive guy, and I like Trayvon Merrick. He was my highest graded freaking DB on the board. So, and I just feel like,
and that's what I'm saying. That's who I wanted to draft. Like,
and when you think about Eric Harris, when you think about the Reggie Nelsons, when you think about the Carl Josephs, I think Trayvon Merrick is above all of those guys by a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Jose says, Honcho, do you think Arnett will start or do you think Gruden is capped? I think Arnett will start, but Gruden is still capped. So, but he didn't say that he's going to be the starter. I think he was saying we drafted him and he was a day one starter. So I don't think he meant like he's going to be the day one starter. I think he was just saying, last year he was day one starter, which is my point to Ray when he says Casey Hayward's going to start. It's like you're talking about a guy that went through the whole preseason training camp well, I guess not preseason because we didn't have any preseason last year, but he went through the whole training camp, and no matter how many times he was injured, no matter how many games he missed, when he was available, he was the guy. And now all of a sudden you get this 32-year-old man coming in here, and now Arnett's not going to be the guy. I think I disagree with that more than I disagree with anything else, and not just from Raid, from anybody. So,
yeah, Arnett ain't starting, but he might week 3, week 4, week 5. We might see what he does. We might see him come in there and get a little bit of playing time.
I think you're gonna be surprised when you go through training camp and they say Arnett is looking like something we never seen before, and Hayward is the reason he got like that.
And if they do, I'm gonna be happy because that's
look, it ain't about proving nobody wrong. I don't want nobody to think that we want to prove each other wrong.
I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy because we spent the first round draft pick on him, and just to say, just because I think Hayward's gonna start doesn't mean I think Arnett is a bad player. I think Arnett is a solid corner. I think he's a solid
do we
corner.
think Henry Ruggs
overall all around corner?
Do you think Henry Ruggs was bad last year?
Was Henry Ruggs bad?
Borderline.
I don't think he was bad. I think he could have done better. I would say it like that.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
As far as bad, like, no, I want to say bad because
oh my god,
I don't really remember much of him like doing anything to where I was like, man, that dude, like, he's bad, or like he's this, that, and the third. But I remember times to where he could have been better, to where he could have caught a pass and got his feet in bounds a couple times.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't like the excuse of people saying, oh, he just came from college. I don't like that excuse. I don't give a shit if you just came from college.
Yeah.
I'll be in the backyard trying to get my toes down before they touch the cement while I'm in the grass. You know what I mean? I don't know what level of that's the thing. I never played high level college football where I was in the SEC and the national championship. So I understand.
I feel you.
But at the end of the day, get your feet in bounds. Like it should be natural to you as a you've been playing this as a child. You know what I mean? Like you got to get your feet in bounds. So just get that done. Like that shouldn't be something you have to teach a guy.
Well, I think that
wasn't having that problem.
But you know the difference is, you know the difference.
Guys don't have that. Chase Claypool, Michael Pittman Jr. There was so many wide receivers. Last year's wide receiver class was so deep, and I feel like we didn't even have a top 5 wide receiver.
But you know, the only thing I disagree with, I disagree with that part. But the only part I disagree with about Ruggs is that, to get your feet down, and we know the college is 1 foot or whatever. I agree with everything you're saying there. But when you don't get as many opportunities, you know what I mean? Like it's like somebody, you know what I mean, that win a whole basketball game and then get no shots, and then you pass him the ball to get a 3-pointer at the end of the game, and he bricks it or airballs it. It's like, yeah, but you're a professional basketball player. You should know. Yeah, but if I ain't been getting no touches the whole damn game, I'm gonna be overexcited to finally get the touch and just catch the ball. And so I just feel like him being young, that's the pass you give him on that. But I think Ruggs is gonna be so fucking good this year, man. And I'm sorry for cussing. I know people really hate when I say the cuss words because I know their kids watch it, but it's 10:30 at night, man. Your kids need to be asleep. I'm telling you right now, man. Ruggs is gonna be so damn good, man. He's gonna be so damn good. For real.
Honestly, I wasn't that high on Ruggs. I'll be the first one to say I wasn't that high when it came to Ruggs, but thinking about it now, I think he can be a very good player. The number one thing I'm glad to see when it comes to Ruggs is that it doesn't seem like he's going to be an injury-prone kind of fast guy, and that's what I was worried about. Let me knock on wood real quick.
Well, if you put him on motherfucking kick return, he will be.
Yeah, for surely. And I wouldn't put him on kick return. That'd be you got to put like a third. You got to put like a lower in the depth chart type of guy returning your kick.
You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing. Nah, I don't want to say it, but I wouldn't mind seeing Kenyon Drake return kicks because at Alabama he was nice at returning kicks.
Yeah, I think he was returning. He was returning some punts in Arizona, I think, and
I think for Miami
he did return some kicks. But
I wouldn't mind seeing Kenyon Drake on the kicks, but after that contract, $11 million, I'm like, nah, he probably ain't returning no kicks.
Yeah,
but I think Ruggs is going to be really good.
No, I think Ruggs is going to be good. I'm a lot more optimistic about Ruggs now than what I used to be, and I think it's just because of his size. What I've seen from him last year, and from what I heard, I don't think Derek Carr is the type of guy that just comes out and just kind of hypes people up.
I think
about Ruggs, he seems like he might. Put it together. A
lot of people want to doubt Ruggs for his route running, and I think his route running was pretty poor for somebody at that speed. And you want to doubt his hands because of the Jets game. He dropped some passes. You want to doubt him because of his size. I think Ruggs' biggest issue last year was not having no training camp. I think that was his big, like, wide receiver needs to get chemistry with a quarterback. I mean, Zay Jones comes in the game and looks like he knows exactly where Derek Carr wants him to be every time. It's not because Zay Jones is that damn good. It's just that he has mad chemistry with him. So
no,
it's just,
I think it has to do with the mental aspect, and I think that's probably kind of like what you're saying. Like, you know what to do with the Ruggs. There was probably times he really couldn't play as fast as he wanted because he wasn't 100% sure. He wasn't confident in himself when the play was called. Maybe, I don't know 100%, but to your point, for surely, because Zay Jones, when he's in the game, it's like he knows exactly where he's supposed to line up. He's supposed to motion this way. He's supposed to motion that way.
Oh, that's because he probably spend the night at Carr house every damn week.
I think he lived there.
Like, yo, he'd be with him all the time. I'm like, yo, and you know how I know he'd be with him? Because he don't never got no shape up. And I know Derek Carr don't get no shape ups. He cut his own hair. That's how I know Zay Jones be with him, because he don't never got no damn shape ups.
Man,
I hate
knock
that.
it off. He be with Jonathan Abram, I think, because that one time he had blonde hair. Yeah, those are the
Derek
guys
Carr
on the
did
team
that
that
shit
had blonde
too.
hair.
They're like, yo, my son's got blonde hair. Yo, we're gonna dye your shit. I'm telling you. He be with him all the time, yo. He be with him all. But yo, man, we get ready to wrap this up. I feel bad wrapping it up that we got 300 people still in here. But
it was lit. You know what I mean? Look, I don't want to overstay my welcome or nothing like that, but I know it's been lit. It's been great, and I actually do. I don't think we talked about this though, but I do want to ask you about Davante Adams. I see somebody in the chat bring it up.
Okay,
what do you think about the whole Davante Adams thing? Whether it's going to trade for him, whether he's a free agent and we go to sign him and we got to give him some decent amount of money. What do you think? What do you think about that? Because I know earlier you said you ain't have nothing to say about Xavier Howard, so you ain't got nothing to say about Davante Adams, or is it a different case?
Nah, I think like, are you asking me should we get him? I think you get.
I'm just saying in a general sense.
I like Davante Adams.
Get him, and just what you think about him in general.
I like Davante Adams. I think he's obviously probably top 2 or 3 receivers in the NFL. And I think if you get, the thing is that, like, if you get him, do you move Ruggs into the slot, or by getting him, do you have to trade away Bryan Edwards? It's all about what we have to give up to get him. And I'm not willing to give up the bodies. I'll give up some picks because, I don't expect those picks to be that high anymore, because I think we're going to be going in the right direction. But I mean, first. What's up?
2 first.
Oh, that's tough.
That's the thing that's been buzzing. People ask me, so
I wouldn't give up 2 first for him.
Yeah, me neither. See,
I would give up a first and a second, first and a third, maybe not even the same year.
Okay,
maybe not even the same year. But I would give up a first.
I would give up a first and third same year.
If we were in a situation where when we had Jordy Nelson, yeah, then I would give up 2 first for him. But I don't think we're a wide receiver away from winning. If we win 10 games this year, I don't think we're a wide receiver away from winning 13. I think we're a competent defense away from winning 13. And I think offensive line, get more chemistry, more time under task together is what we're dealing with. I don't think we're a wide receiver away from making a big difference. I think Derek Carr is good enough to make any receiver good. So no, I wouldn't give up too much for Davante. Would he make our team better? Yes. But would it equate to wins? No. And I know some people might be like, how does that make sense? If our team is better, how do we not win? It's because our team will be better, like in Madden. Our overall will go up, but our defense will still be a 65. So I don't think we would win games.
No, yeah. And I agree with what Ronnie and Granny said. We have to see what Edwards has. Like, we got to give the dude an opportunity. If Edwards comes out and he ends up getting hurt again this year and he only plays 6,
I'm just scared about Edwards' injuries, man. I don't know if it's a fluke or if he's going to be a guy that stays hurt.
That's the thing. He's been hurt since high school.
Yeah,
apparently.
That's the thing, though. And I got to ask you a question. Why does John Gruden think John Brown is going to get Nelson Aguilar's routes? Why wouldn't you just give those to fucking Ruggs?
I don't know.
Why would you rather send John Brown deep and not Ruggs?
Sometimes he just be talking, and when he says things, I'm just like, all right, what do you even mean by that? Sometimes I just feel like he'd be up there talking, yo. So honestly, yeah. I don't even know, man. Honestly,
I just don't understand why would you not want to send Ruggs on those routes downfield as opposed to sending John Brown? Like, why would John Brown be on the field that much to get all the routes?
Oh no, he brought up Keelan Dawson, Zay Jones, but when you think about the wide receiver group, you have Edwards, Ruggs, Brown, Sneed, Renfro. So he brought up Zay Jones and he brought up Keelan Doss. How many receivers you gonna keep?
Doss ain't cutting it.
Exactly. So it's like, what are you even talking about, dog? Like,
I don't think
what are you even
Sneed.
saying, Gruden?
I don't think Sneed's gonna make it either.
Oh, you don't?
Nah.
Who do you think?
Well, unless you're talking about he's the backup slot, then I can see that. But I mean, I just
But
feel
that's the
like,
thing. If we keep 6 receivers, who else would you keep outside
well,
of
you're gonna
Sneed?
have Ruggs, John Brown, Edwards. You're gonna have Renfro. And then you would need 2 more. You would have Zay Jones, right? And
the only thing that's left is Sneed,
Doss.
Stoner, Doss, and I think is Eggman around?
Can Sneed return kicks?
Oh
Nah,
man, I don't
he probably
know.
get his shit folded. Then Sneed probably makes it.
Yeah. See,
Sneed
so
probably makes it.
that's what I'm saying. But I mean, we on 2 hours. You know what I mean? I mean, we could. I got something that just popped up in my head. This could be the last topic. Whatever going on. We didn't talk about Diablo injury, Darius Stills. What do you think about that? You think it's just fluff? You're trying to save a. I'm not even sure what it is. Are they on a roster spot? Are they hurt? Like it's an injury. You know what I mean? So they're supposed to
I'm
be able
more
to
worried
come
about
back like after training camp.
I'm more worried about Diablo than I am
Stills.
I think Stills gonna be all right because he came out and said he'd be all right. I'm not worried about that. Diablo bothers me because it reminds me of the Tanner Muse situation where it was like, okay, safety go to linebacker, then gets hurt. Oh shit, here we go. And you're saying it's a knee and he had a procedure? No, motherfucker, he had surgery.
Mm-hmm.
He had surgery. Like that's what it sounds like. And I'm not. I don't
they
like
said
that.
today he had a small surgery on his knee. Yep.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. Somebody said finally injuries. yo, we checking all the boxes. Raider Honcho, don't forget about me, big homie, moderator status. Why you call me honey though, fam? Maybe you meant money. But Troy, what's up?
Getting a little spicy up in here. But
yeah, Troy, what's up?
But said I posted. Yep. See, so like Jerome said, he said he got cleanup surgery on his knee. So I'm kind of worried about that too. I want to see what Diablo does because I don't want to draft a dude like you said with the Muse thing. Again with the draft, like what are we doing? Why are we draft guys and then they sit out for the whole year or they sit out half the season or something like that? So
we're not good at that yet, man. Hopefully that's something we'll work on, and hopefully we get. I'm still fucked up off Son saying honey, like that shit threw me off. But I think I don't know, man. I don't know what our draft issues is. We'll save that for one of our other lives. Dustin Sneed is the second and third best run blocker in the league at wide receiver, bro. I know anytime somebody writes something long and then adds the bro at the end, you feel a type of way. I'm sorry, man. Like Sneed makes the team. I've corrected myself. Like, damn, fam. Like, relax, Dustin.
Shout out Dustin White, yo. I mean, Zay Jones is a good blocker too, though.
I mean, but y'all be wanting to keep receivers for shit that they got nothing to do with receiving, man. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, he's the second and third best run blocker in the league. Well, damn, I don't give a damn if my receiver can't run block the second or third best in the league. Our offensive line needs to be second and third best in the league if we're going to go that route. But y'all okay with the offensive line, but you're going to call me out for the receiver who can run block. Well, can he catch? Can he run routes? Can he do all the other things better than what else we have is what I was deciding on. But when we counted 6 receivers, I said he'd make the team. Yep. That's that. But yo, we still out here 295 deep. Let me check the likes. We hit the likes at 319. Appreciate that, man. So, yo, man, salute to everybody that was in the chat. Anybody who made a donation, anybody who put some words of encouragement or support in there, man. We really appreciate all that. I appreciate my guy Ray the Tape for coming through, man, bringing the energy, bringing the smarts, man, bringing what he brings to the table, man. And like, because I know he don't watch tape, man. He raised the tape. So I just appreciate him coming through, man. And like I said, we got the pregame show with Ray and Honch. It's gonna be every game day, even if it's at night. We in the building. So Ray, man, tell everybody where they can follow you at or check you out at, man.
You already know YouTube, Ray the Tape, Instagram, Ray the Tape, even Facebook, man. You just got to go follow me, hit me up, hit a like, comment, whatever it is, subscribe. You already know. Send me a DM. I'll get back to you. You already know what it is. I love sharing thoughts with the community and the Raider community, all that. I appreciate Raider Honcho for bringing me on. Like I said, this is the first time. I feel like I've been here before. I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like we've talked about football a dozen times. You know what I mean? But we've never gone live or anything like that.
Hell yeah. It was, hey, you know what? I tell you what, man, it was worth the wait, man. This was a great live. We had some great back and forth, some great facts, some great stats. Talked about scheme, talked about cuts, talked about a lot of stuff, man. So I think it was well worth the wait, man. And like I said, man, I respect what you got going on over there. Appreciate the time you're taking to put into having good quality and good product, man. And that's what it's about for the fans and for the subscribers and for anybody who's supporting us. So yeah, man, I appreciate what you do over there, man. Oh, hold on now. Hold on. Hey, Dustin, see, we got a love-hate relationship, man. I appreciate the donation. This is for the Fire Live you always put on, bro. Keep up the great work. Raider Nation for life, baby. That's what it is, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that I can speak my mind and nobody takes it personal enough to, leave the chat and not, join in and talk what you got to talk, man. So once again, shout out to the Honcho Mafia. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Check out RaiderHoncho.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Oh, I'm frozen. My shit died.
So
my shit died, bro.
Appreciate you bringing me on, man. It must have been that time to go. You already know what it is, man. Yo,
can you still hear me?
Like we announced earlier, we're gonna be doing a pregame live show. Just to let y'all know, we're gonna be alternating to his channel and my channel per week. We'll let y'all know all the details when the time gets closer. We already talked about how we're gonna do the live for week 3 in the preseason. So we're gonna do the pregame live show for that. Just stay tuned, y'all. And like I said, appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate Raider Honcho for bringing me on. And yo, till next time, yo. I'll catch y'all later.